And brought to you live via St. Louis, Missouri. This is Bombers Game Mike. I'm Paul D, and this afternoon is the rubber match at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona, between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Going for the Redbirds this afternoon is the right-hander Andre Pallante. He will face the NL All-Star Eduardo Rodriguez, the southpaw, here in the rubber match. And I hope you all are having a marvelous Sunday afternoon. Thank you all for spending part of that Sunday afternoon here with me on Game Right. And join the Game Mike roll call. Let me know where you're watching or listening from. All right, now it's time for the starting lineups here today for the Cardinals versus the Diamondbacks. Leading off at second base is the NL rookie sensation, J.J. Wetherall. Batting second at catcher is Ivan Herrera. Batting third at DH, getting the half day off, is Jordan Alexander Walker. Batting fourth out in left field is Nelson Velasquez. Batting fifth at first base is Alec Burleson. Batting sixth at shortstop is Mason Wynn. Batting seventh in center field is Jose Fermin. Batting eighth in right field is Lars Nootbaar. And batting ninth at the hot corner is the Rook, Blaze Jordan. Now, going for the starting nine for the D-backs. Leading off at second base is Marte. Batting second at shortstop is Perdomo. Batting third out in right field is Carroll. Batting cleanup behind the dish is Moreno. Batting fifth out in left field is Kepler. Batting sixth at first base is Locklear. Batting seventh out at the hot corner is Nolan Arenado. Batting eighth at DH is Del Castillo. And batting ninth in center field is Waldschmidt. So those are your starting nine here for both clubs in this rubber match Sunday afternoon. So join the Game Mike roll call. Let me know where you're watching or listening from. We're a few minutes away here from scheduled first pitch in the rubber match. And that'll be just dandy. I'm looking forward to that. I hope you're looking forward to that. All right. So in any case, how are you all doing today? What have you been up to? What is new in your world? Okay. So we'll be starting here in just a moment. Let's get that score bug up and ready. There we go. Outstanding. And let's get ourselves some MLB.TV. I think that'd be awfully appropriate given the circumstances. All right. You know, generally I watch this on a pretty decent computer monitor. But right now with everything, well, basically all over hell, I'm doing this on an iPad. Which, you know, it's not the worst digs in the world, admittedly. But I'm having trouble finding good positioning for it. But I think I recently figured that out, thank goodness. All right, let's see here. So join the Game Mike roll call. Let me know where you're watching or listening from. Starting off, here is David Hodge. Woohoo, that's fun. The Cardinals didn't give May any run support, and the catcher never had a word with him when he was in trouble. I mean, honestly, David, he pitched poorly. The Cardinals didn't hit, but, you know, he didn't pitch, they didn't hit. The loss becomes, unfortunately, not difficult to put together. He was not his well self, and I don't think there was anything that Pedro Pais could have told him that he wasn't trying to do himself. So, you know, when you go out there and you put a line out like that, you know, yeah, the Cardinals only gave him 2 runs. Admittedly, they didn't hit. He didn't pitch. It was a bad game. Delta leader. Good evening, Paul and Chad. I hope everyone is having a nice weekend. Well, I hope you are too, Delta. I hope you're well. Justin Beasley, welcome to the stream, everyone. Please sure to drop a like to support the stream. If you'd like to see more Paul D's phenomenal calls of Cardinals action, subscribe today. Cheers to that. Ethan, let's see here. Well, I am glad to hear that you enjoyed your Christian retreat so much, Ethan. I hope you find all the peace and enlightenment you can there. And I'm not being sarcastic, I'm being very serious. Anybody who can find that kind of peace and insight into themselves in our world and is able to make a greater contribution to the society and world that we live in, I'm all for it. Happy Hodag. Checking in from Green Bay. Well, cheers to Green Bay. Niceville, Florida is here. Robert Weller doing his thing. All right, Anthony Michelle, South Dakota, 9 degrees. Man, you really been cooking up there, Anthony. DJ Nickfly, checking in from Typhoon Lagoon at Disney World. Go Cardinals. I love it. I love it. I hope Disney World has been treating you very well so far, my friend. You deserve it. All right, stepping onto the mound is Eduardo Rodriguez. 8-3 with a 2.29 ERA, 39 walks against 79 strikeouts. He has been pretty darn good this year for the D-backs. All right, let's get this up to size. There we go. That's the perfect place to put it, folks. I can only ask you to take my word on that. Diamondbacks defense, Kepler in left, Waldschmidt in center, Carroll in right, Arenado at third, Perdermo at short, Marte at second, Locklear at first. Moreno is the battery mate to Eduardo Rodriguez, who's on the mound. On the on-deck circle, waiting to start things off is J.J. Weatherholt. And we're always happy to see J.J. It'll be a lefty-lefty matchup against the lefty Eduardo Rodriguez, the 2026 All-Star. He actually pitched in the All-Star game the other night in Philadelphia. Did a nice job. All right, Cardinals are wearing their standard road gray tops, gray bottoms, bird on the bat, red letters and numbers, and the navy blue caps and helmets with the Cardinal red interlocking STL. They don't wear those often anymore, but they're doing it again. Lefty-lefty matchup. Rodriguez looks in. He comes to the full wind and the first pitch. A four-seam fastball outside, and the count is 1-0. Now Rodriguez, he winds the 1-0 pitch. Just on the outside corner. All right, we're having trouble finding an actual live feed of this game at the moment. Doesn't make much sense to me, but that's okay. Okay, my apologies, folks. They do not make this easy on you. It's a 1-2 count. Now they give it back to us. Come in winds Rodriguez. The 1-2 to Weatherall. Hit to the right side. Picked up there by Marte. Far to his left. He spins. Throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. Apologies. Technology when it's all over the place. So nobody on with one out here in the top of the first inning. Now here comes Ivan Herrera. In fact, he is behind the dish today, catching Andre Pallante. He's part of the trio of catchers for the Cardinals here at the moment. Lefty-righty matchup. Rodriguez winds. The first pitch, he shows bunt, pulls back. It's called a strike on the four-seam fastball up and in. And the count is 0-1 to Ivan Herrera. Infield defense slightly shaded towards left against the righty Herrera. The 0-1 hit on up the middle. Picked up and stabbed there by Rodriguez. He throws to first in time for the second out of the inning. So a couple of quick outs there by Eduardo Rodriguez. And that's something that Eduardo Rodriguez does. In this way, he's kind of similar to Andre Pallante. Neither of them strike out a huge amount of guys, Neither of them walk a huge amount of guys. They pitch to soft contact, and they do a pretty good job of it. Now, here's Jordan Alexander Walker, lefty-righty matchup. Nobody on with 2 out. Top of the first inning, no score. Coming Juan Rodriguez, the first pitch. Strikes, four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 0-1. Jordan Walker hitting .293 on the year, 22 home runs. Jordan Walker steps out for just a moment. Does not request time, notably. It's an 0-1 count. Rodriguez looks into Moreno. He comes to the full wind, the 0-1 pitch. A cutter inside ruled a ball, and the count is 1-1. Warren, I got your email, Warren. I hadn't had a chance to read it yet. Now, the 1-1 pitch. A cutter upstairs and in ruled a ball, and the count is 2-1. I cannot believe Arizona swept the Dodgers. They were so checked out right before the break. Fair enough. Rodriguez winds the 2-1 to Walker. Foul tipped on the changeup away, goes over towards the Arizona on deck circle, and the count is 2-2. Thurman, hey Paul, Justin Beasley, everyone, let's go Cardinals. Good to see you, Thurman. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday night on your end. Sinbin, hello Paul, hello Chet. Howdy Sinbin. Thanks for coming by. It's always good to see you. Rodriguez, he looks in. He comes to the full wind. The 2-2 to Jordan Walker. A cutter called strike 3 on the outside corner, just below the knees. A favorable call, but a call out all the same for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 1/2 inning of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 0 and the Arizona Diamondbacks coming to bat. I'm Paul D. And this is Bombers Game Mike. All right, let's go back to the chat. Okay. Eric Boyce. Hey, Paul. Hey, Eric. How's it going? All righty, let's see. Go Diamondbacks. Interesting take there, Goran. All right. Okay. Gold to U.S. Hate to say, believe Nolan Gorman coming back. Hope I'm wrong, but he's struggling in AAA. You know, sometimes guys get into a spell, and you hope sending them down to the minor leagues can straighten them out, change of scenery, different voices and whatnot. And then there are other times they just go into a total nosedive. It's hard to know which one you're going to get sometimes, even with mentally tough players. But baseball is such a mentally grueling game that sometimes guys can get into these weird spells and stay in them for a long time, man. It's weird. You know, baseball is really just like the sport that is defined by mental toughness and, you know, great talents and careers totally just destroyed by the fact that the player also happens to be something of a head case. It's absolutely incredible. Hey, Rush Dash, how's it going? Now, here's Andre Pallante. He is 10-6 with a 3.96, 29 walks against 72 strikeouts, a whip of 1.26 in 18 starts. He has really been quite excellent for the Cardinals this year. He throws a four-seamer, a slider, a sinker, a knuckle curve, and the splitter. And as I always say, when that knuckle curve is working, so is he. Now, the first pitch to Marte. A four-seam fastball misses the inside corner, and the count is 1-0. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Pallante winds the 1-0 pitch. Fouled straight back on the four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 1-0. Moreno leads Major League Baseball in hits in the last 14 days. He got 16 in his last 10 games. That's actually incredible. Yeah, I completely agree, Eric. I'm glad to hear you well, and I hope they can pull this one out. Now, here's the pitch. Hit to the right side. Picked up on a couple of hops there by Burleson. Takes it to the bag himself for the first out of the inning. So Marte, in fact, bounced out there on a knuckle curve down and in. He is retired, 3 on the play. Now, here comes the lefty hitting shortstop, Perdomo. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. Perdomo hitting .238 on the year. A heavy lefty-laden lineup here for the D-backs. Righty-lefty matchup. Coming ones, Pallante. The first pitch to Perdomo. A four-seam fastball misses away, and the count is 1-0. Okay. Pallante is back on the bump. It's a 1-0 count. He winds the 1-0 pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball, outer third above the knees, and the count is 1-1 strike. Highest ground ball rate in the majors for a starter this year. Andre Pallante is number 2 with 55.7%. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded foul over towards the D-back on deck circle, and the count is 1-2 strikes. He's just behind Christopher Sanchez, who of course started the All-Star game for the National League on Tuesday night. So he's in good company. The inscrutable Ali Marmol actually smiling. How about that? Pallante looks in. Herrera sets up away. The 1-2 pitch. A knuckle curve down in the dirt. Laying off that one is Perdomo, and the count is 2-2. Every time I see Perdomo, I think to myself, that is one of my favorite brands of cigars. Really wonderful stuff. I don't smoke them often, but when I do, it's Perdomo. Pallante, he comes one. The 2-2 pitch. Hit to the right side. Picked up on a line there by Burleson for the second out of the inning. So Perdomo lines out 3 on the play. Defensive lineman for the Cards, Velasquez in left, Fermin in center, Newt in right, Jordan at third, Wynn at short, Weatherald at second, Burleson at first. Herrera is the battery mate behind the dish to Pallante, who's on the mound. Nobody on with 2 out, bottom of the first inning, no score. Now here's the lefty Carroll, righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch. Strike, knuckle curve on the inner third, thigh high, and the count is 0-1. Corbin Carroll hitting .250, 14 home runs, 47 RBIs in 95 games. He went down to Philly this year, I believe. Now the 0-1 from Pallante. Chop foul down the first base side and out of play, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. So Pallante is quickly ahead 0-2 in the count here to Carroll. Sitting out in right field today for the D-backs. Nobody on with 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning, no score. Pallante winds the 0-2. A four-seam fastball well up and in and out of the zone. And the count comes to 1-2 strikes. Perdomo has a .697 OPS for the last 10 games. Interesting. Now, the 1-2 pitch. A four-seam fastball inside, called a ball, and the count comes even at 2-2. Give him the whistle. I want to give him the whistle, David. Oh, there's nothing I would enjoy more. Infield defense shaded towards right against the lefty Carroll. He winds the 2-2. Swinging strike 3. Down, hacking, goes Carroll. For the third and final out of the inning. No runs. No hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 1 full inning of play, there is no score here in the rubber match between the Cardinals and the D-backs. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Okay. There's your whistle, David. There's your whistle, Justin. To all the whistle enthusiasts out there, the whistle connoisseurs. And the great part about it is you guys love hearing it as much as I enjoy playing it, because it's so inherently fun. Oh, Scott Reed, Biloxi, triple dot. Uncle Charlie indeed, yes. And in the case of Pallante, he throws a very special type of Uncle Charlie. That knuckle curve, when it's right, and this is true of any pitcher. And if you go and you watch highlights of Mike Mussina, he's the godfather of the knuckle curve in Major League Baseball. that thing can be darn near unhittable. But when it's not unhittable, it can be very hittable. It has a very Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde existence to it. I think it's fair to say. Now, due up for the Redbirds here in the top of the second inning is going to be Velasquez, Burleson, and Wynn. Velasquez is in with the righty hitting platoon against the left-handed starters. He's out and left today. Rays got swept in a 4-game series by the Red Sox. Well, I don't know how to feel about that. Obviously, I'd always rather see Tampa do well, and I hate the Red Sox, but I do need Tampa to lose. J.M. Jones. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, Jones. J.M. Jones. Where's my cam? Wanted to see the sweet bird in the stash. Well, I'm doing audio only because I just moved, and the studio is being reconstructed at the moment. I'm hoping to have it up and going back fully in the next few days. Now, here's Nelson Velasquez. But I appreciate you asking, Sinbin. Lefty-righty matchup. Coming winds Rodriguez. The first pitch. Uncle Charlie strike. Whispers over the black to the outside corner above the knees. And the count is 0-1 to Nelson Velasquez. Nelson Velasquez hitting .246 on the air. He winds the 0-1 pitch. A changeup in the dirt, down and away, and the count is 1-1. You got it, Sinbin. Nelson Velasquez, .246, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs in 24 games, and .832 OPS. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging strike over the changeup, down and away, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nelson Velasquez, .262 this year against lefties, and a .619 slugging against lefties. Rodriguez looks in. He comes wide. The 1-2 pitch. A 4-seam fastball upstairs. Laying off that one is Velasquez. And the count is even at 2-2. Eduardo Rodriguez comes motion. The 2-2 offering. A 4-seam fastball misses the inside corner and is ruled a ball, and the count is full, 3-2. The D-backs are wearing their standard home whites today. Black letters and numbers. Correction, the 3-2. Called strike 3 on the changeup on the inner third above the knees for the first out of the inning. So Velasquez gets caught in the observatory, gets the old backwards K for the first out. No, they're wearing the standard home white with the red letters, rather the red numbers and green letters, and the Arizona stylized A on the left pectoral, and the red primary ball cap. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of the catcher Moreno. It looks like they're trying to figure out something to do with the pitch comm, which is to say Moreno's pitch comm pad is not working properly because Rodriguez is not being able to get it. He keeps hitting it. A bit of a technological snafu, as it were. And I will say, it's good to see the Cardinals wearing those navy caps with the red interlocking STL on them. They don't wear them very much anymore, but I think they look really sharp, especially with the road grays. Now, here's Alec Burleson. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Coming winds Rodriguez, the first pitch. Chop foul down the first base side and out of play, and the count is 0-1. There is nobody on with 1 out. Top of the second inning. No score here in the rubber match. Burley's hitting .275 on the air. The 0-1 offering. A curveball down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. Alec Burleson hitting .275, 15 home runs, 67 RBIs in 96 games, and .805 OPS. The 1-1. A cutter just misses away, and the count is 2-1. Wow, 13 in a row. That's nuts. Infield defense clearly shaded towards right. The 2-1 pitch hit on up the middle and through into center field for a 1-out base hit off the bat of Alec Burleson. And the Cardinals have a runner on first with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. And that one looked to be a changeup that stayed up about thigh high on the outer third. Burleson went straight back up the middle with it. Even Perdomo shaded over towards second base with the lefty up. Wasn't able to get to it. It was hit that quickly. Now here's Mason Wynn with a runner on first. From the stretch is Rodriguez. The first pitch to Mason Wynn. A changeup down and away and out of the zone, ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0. Mason Wynn hitting .246, 4 home runs, 42 RBIs in 89 games, a .654 OPS. Burleson leads off first. From the stretch is Rodriguez, the 1-0 pitch. A changeup misses the outside corner. He checks down towards the first base umpire to see if he went around on that check swing. No says blue down the first baseline, and the count is 2-0. Coming set at the belt. From the stretch is Rodriguez, the 2-0 offering. Swinging strike on the Uncle Charlie, down and in, and the count is 2-1. Warren, hit plus run plus RBI per game, 14-day average. Jordan Walker, 3. Alec Burleson, 1.8. J.J. Weatherall, 1.8. David Hodge, let's get some runs, Cardinals. I hope so. It's a 2-1 count. From the stretch is Rodriguez. Leading off first is Burleson, the 2-1 offering. Swinging strike on the sinker on the outside corner below the belt. And the count comes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So there's a runner on first with 1 out. Top of the second inning. No score here in the rubber match out in Phoenix at Chase Field. Eduardo Rodriguez, he's from the stretch. The 2-2 offering. A changeup misses the outside corner, floats over the lefty batter's box, and the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez, he comes set. Leading off first is Burleson. He holds the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 on the changeup low, so Mason Wynn works a 1-out walk, and the Cardinals now have runners on first and second with 1 out. Here in the top of the second inning, and here comes Jose Fermin. He is in the 7 hole today. Jose Fermin is out in center field, giving Nate Church the day off against a tough left-hander. Jose Fermin, .261, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs in 62 games, a .701 OPS. Lefty-righty matchup. From the stretch is Rodriguez. The first pitch of Fermin. Hit on up the middle. Picked up there by Perdomo. He tosses one for the force. He throws to first in time. So a ground ball to end the threat there. A double play bounced into by Fermin. Going 6-4-3 on the play. And that will do it. So, no runs and 2 left on. After 1.5 innings of play, there is no score in the rubber match between the Cardinals and the Arizona Diamondbacks here on the Sunday, the final one of all 3. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. All scoreless going to the bottom of the second. Okay. So, that was very disappointing. That was a very fine opportunity there for the Cardinals to capitalize, but bouncing right in there into that 6-4-3 double play. Jose Fermin has generally been better about that than usual, but in fairness to Rodriguez, he has really excelled this year at pitching to soft contact. And double plays many times are a matter of well-placed, softer contact, I should say. Certainly is a matter of degree. And speaking of degrees, and many of them, Roger Baseman, Tucson, Arizona, checking in from the surface of the sun. One of our first citizens here on Game Mike is Roger. Always telling us about just the wild weather you experience there, Roger. My goodness. I just don't understand swinging at the first pitch all the time. If it's right down Broadway, the one thing. But yeah, there's a lot of debate on that. Like, should you swing on the first pitch? Should you swing on 3-0? All righty. We are back here for the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the D-backs against Pallante. They are sending up Moreno, Kepler, and Locklear. So 4, 5, and 6 in the Arizona order. Ready matchup. Coming winds, Pallante. The first pitch, Moreno. Fouled straight back on the four-seam fastball on the outer third. And the count is 0-1. Moreno gets back in the box. Ready matchup. Herrera behind the dish. He sets up inside. The 0-1 offering. Strike, sinker on the outer third above the knees, and the count is 0-2. So it was a strike. The target was definitely inside. You have to reach over to the other side of the plate to get to it, but it's a strike. And it's an 0-2 count. Pallante winds, the 0-2 offering. A sinker up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-2. No, Moreno has been very good this year. 309, 6 home runs, 32 RBIs in 71 games. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Moreno. He is hitting to a tune of an 837 OPS. Infield defense mostly straight away and played way back. Back into the box is Moreno. That's a 1-2 count. Coming winds, Pallante, the 1-2 offering. Just gets a piece of that knuckle curve down and away, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Roger, kind of nice today. Only 95 right now. Well, I suppose all things are relative, but I'm glad you find it comfortable and nice. Coming winds, Pallante, the 1-2 pitch. A slider well out and away and over the lefty batter's box. The count is 2-2. In terms of the swing and miss stuff by Pallante, when the knuckle curve is working, it can do that. That slider sweeper will kind of do it. The split finger will kind of do it. But he doesn't walk many, doesn't strike out many. The 2-2 hit to the left side, picked up there on the ground by Wynn. He throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. So Moreno grounds out 6-3 for the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. Now here comes the left fielder, Kepler, the 33-year-old left-hander, hitting 190 on the year in 42 at-bats. That's the kicker there. Righty-lefty matchup. Now the first pitch. A slider up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Hey, Max, how's it going? Always good to see you. I hope you're enjoying yourself, enjoying your summer. Pallante winds, the 1-0 offering. Hit on up the middle, picked up there on a hop by Pallante, runs it over towards first, underhand toss to Burleson for the second out of the inning. So, Kepler bounces out there, 1-3 for the second out. So nobody on with 2 out. Now here comes the first baseman, Locklear, 25-year-old right-hander. At the very least, is the beginning of, this is his debut for 2026. So first game in here in the big leagues in 2026. The first pitch to Locklear. Fouled down the first base side and out of play. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Yesterday I was driving to Florida for vacation. Nice. Tyler Locklear, 309, 8 home runs, 37 RBIs, and 25 games in the minors this year. Now the 0-1 offering. Hit up the middle, picked up on a hop there by Pallante. Tosses underhand to Burleson covering for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, and nobody left on. The Diamondbacks, they go down in order, and after 2 full innings of play, it is no score here in the rubber match out at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Paul D, and if you're enjoying my call of Redbird action here on Game Mike this afternoon, and you haven't done so already, please do leave a like. It's helping this growing channel continue to grow, get out there to more Cards fans who, right now, given the broadcast situation, need help in being able to follow the Cards every day. And I call almost, italicize almost every Cardinal game, and that's a way to help them, way to help this channel. And if you like what you see and you're not already subscribed, hit subscribed. We'd love to have you. We'll have a lot of fun here. With that said, I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. All right, let's go to the chat. How about them Royals? How about them? Goran, St. Louis and Arizona are tied for 15th place in Major League Baseball for left on base percentage at 72. Interesting. Jeff Coleman, who's got Spain? Who's got Argentina? I think Spain is the favorite to win there. I know a lot of people have been calling from. I know a lot of things I hear credited is that they have a very a smothering defense. It's not a bad thing, especially when you're trying to win just one game. But I know a lot of people have Spain. All righty. So we await here the top of the third inning. Due up for the Cardinals are Nootbaar, Blaze Jordan, and J.J. Weather, also 8, 9, and 1 in the Cardinal order. They will be going up against Eduardo Rodriguez, who's coming out for his third frame. Lefty-lefty matchup. He winds the first pitch to Nootbaar. A sinker inside ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the third inning, no score. Rodriguez winds. He deals. A sinker up and in and out of the zone to Nootbaar, and the count is 2-0. I do very much wonder what they're going to do with Nootbaar come the trade deadline. I am very curious to see what happens. Now, the 2-0 offering. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 3-0. And there's a difference between what I think they'll do and what I would wish they do and what they should do. So 3 things. Now the 3-0 offering. Ball 4, so 4 in a row right out of the zone to Nootbaar. He works a leadoff walk here in the top of the third inning, and the Cardinals have a runner on first with nobody out here in the top of the third inning. Because when you're looking at Nootbaar here, for all we can tell now, he seems to be healthy. Now, here is Blaze Jordan, lefty-righty matchup. Jordan's hitting .237. From the stretch is Rodriguez. The first pitch to Blaze Jordan. A four-seam fastball up and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Blaze Jordan, .237, 1 home run, 14 RBIs in 24 games at .608 OPS. From the stretch is Rodriguez. Runner leads off first. Now, the 1-0 pitch. Strike, a cutter on the inner third below the belt, and the count is 1-1. Infield defense clearly shaded towards left with the righty Blaze Jordan. From the stretch is Rodriguez, the 1-1 pitch. A changeup down and away and in the dirt, and the count is 2-1. Hi, my name is Baxter. Hi, Baxter. From the stretch is Rodriguez. Nootbaar leads off first. It's a 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch. Chop foul down the third base side now to play, and the count comes even at 2-2 to Blaze Jordan. He gets back into the box. Newt leads off first. Next pitch is going to be the 37th for Rodriguez in 2+ innings of work. No score here in the top of the third inning. From the stretch is Rodriguez, the 2-2 offering. A four-seam fastball up and in and out of the zone. The count is 3-2 strikes to Blaze Jordan. Old number 33 at third. Newt leads off first. On deck is J.J. Weatherall. From the stretch is Rodriguez, the 3-2. Hit on out there into left center field. He's going over. He dives, and it falls in, and it rolls all the way to the wall. Coming home, turning third is Nootbaar. He will score, and that will be a RBI triple by Blaze Jordan, and that will give the Cardinals an early 1-0 lead. Oh, that was brilliant. The center fielder going all the way over into left center, diving head first, just outside of his grasp, and then it went all the way to the base of the wall under the 413 sign in left center out there at Chase Field, and now the Cardinals have a 1-0 lead on the RBI sliding triple by Blaze Jordan, and now they're going out there to have a little talk there with Eduardo Rodriguez. So the infield, Moreno, and the pitching coach talking to their all-star southpaw hurler. Now, where were we? Happy Odag. Awesome start. Baxter. I am 26 years old today. Happy birthday, Baxter. Now, stepping into the box here in a moment is going to be J.J. Weatherall. On deck is Ivan Herrera, who is behind the dish today. Pallante is getting himself some run support. Now, the first pitch to Weatherall. Strike, sinker on the inner third, about above the knees, and the count is 0-1. JJ is 0 for 1 with the ground out today. 263, 14 home runs, 37 RBIs at 766 OPS. Lefty-lefty matchup. Runner leads off third with nobody out. The 0-1 offering. A changeup down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. Here in this particular case, the infield defense shaded very heavily towards right with the lefty Weatherall. 90 feet away from the plate is Blaze Jordan, the 1-1. Hit to the left side and through for a base hit. Scoring easily from third is Blaze Jordan, and that will give the Cardinals a 2-0 lead on the RBI single to left by J.J. Weatherall, and the Cardinals have a 2-0 lead. And in that case, J.J. Weatherall went the other way. The infield defense was playing in, but still somewhat shaded towards right. And with them playing up in on the grass there against Weatherall, there is no time to react and move over to actually try to get the ball. Now, here is Ivan Herrera with a runner on first, nobody out. 2 already in, the first pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball, inner third, thigh high, and the count is 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Ivan Herrera is 0 for 1 with a ground out. 242, 11 home runs, 41 RBIs. Made the all-star team. From the stretch is Rodriguez, the 0-1 Herrera. A cutter up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. Now, from the stretch is Rodriguez. Weatherall leads off first. It's 1-1 count. The pitch. Four-seam fastball on the inside corner ruled a ball, and the count is 2-1. Baxter, I'm an Arizona Diamondbacks master. Roger that. Runner leads. From the stretch is Rodriguez. He sets at the belt. The 2-1 offering. A changeup is away. Did he go around? No, says Blue down the first baseline. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. So 2 already in here for the Cardinals in the top of the third inning. It is 2-0 Redbirds here in the rubber match. Rodriguez comes set at the belt. Weatherall leads off first. The 3-1 offering. There's a fly ball out to left field, and it is slicing well foul. And that will be a long and loud second strike, and the count is full, 3-2. So the Cardinals have a runner on first with nobody out, top of the third inning. 2 already in here for the Redbirds. One of those off the bat of J.J. Weatherall, scoring Blaze Jordan a moment ago. Coming sets Rodriguez. He throws over to first. Back in time is Weatherall with a less than a 0 lead. And the count remains 3-2. Setting is Rodriguez. He sets the belt. Running off first is Weatherall. He throws over to first. Back in time is JJ, once again with a less than 0 lead. All he needed to do is a quick 2-step to get back to the bag. Back into the box is Herrera. Infield defense clearly shaded towards left with the righty Herrera. Weatherall being held on at first. He sets the 3-2 pitch. Hit foul behind home plate on a cutter in, and the count remains 3-2. So far, this next pitch is going to be the 7th for Herrera, who has definitely been very pesky and working pitchers lately. Long at-bats for the man. Coming set is Rodriguez. The 3-2 off, and there goes Weatherall. And it is fouled down the first base side and out of play on the four-seam fastball up and in. Long at-bats. And those are the kind of at-bats you need, especially when you're facing a guy like Eduardo Rodriguez, right? Because it's all about working up that pitch count. This next pitch is going to be Rodriguez's 49th on the afternoon and 2+ innings of work. Runner on first with nobody out, 2 already in, 2-0 Cardinals. It's a 3-2 count. Coming set from the stretch is Rodriguez, a 3-2. Foul down the first base side, out of play on the four-seam fastball, down and away. And the count remains 3-2. Rodriguez is going to hit 50 pitches this inning. Yes, indeed. From the belt is Rodriguez. The 3-2 to Herrera. Hit to the right side and through the hole into right field for a base hit. Going all the way over to third is J.J. Weatherall. And that single will put runners on first and third with nobody out. Here in the top of the third inning, thanks to the bat of Ivan Herrera. I believe that was the 9th pitch of the at-bat. That seemed to be a changeup that was on the outside corner just below the belt. Went the other way with it, going after the huge hole there with the infield defense very clearly shaded towards left. Now here is Jordan Alexander Walker with runners on first and third, nobody out. 2 already in here for the Cardinals in the top of the third inning. They lead it 2-0 here in the rubber match. Lefty-righty matchup from the stretch is Rodriguez. The first pitch to Walker. There's a fly ball to left field. Going back, looking up, and it is off the base of the wall. Weatherholt will score easily from third, and that will give the Cardinals a 3-0 lead on the RBI double by Jordan Walker, and the Cardinals now have a 3-0 lead, and that puts runners on second and third with nobody out here in the top of the third inning. And that seemed to be a four-seam fastball on the outer third thigh high. For a moment, it was a matter of seeing whether the ballpark would hold it. Hitting it out there to left center, it came in, it hit the base of the wall. We were curious to see if it in fact would go out. Instead, it's an RBI double. Now, here's Velasquez, who's 0 for 1. Lefty-righty matchup, the first pitch. Foul back on the four-seam fastball, up and in, and the count is 0-1. Nelson Velasquez this year with runners in scoring position, 2 for 16, 1 home run, 17 RBIs, and 1 extra base hit. Runners on second and third with nobody out. Coming Juan's Rodriguez from the full one, the 0-1. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball upstairs, and the count is 0-2. Hey, I tuned in at a good time. You sure did, SoCo. Runners off second and third with nobody out. Next pitch is going to be Rodriguez, 54th. Velasquez is back into the box. Coming one, the 0-2 pitch. A cutter just misses the outside corner. It is ruled a ball, and the count is 1-2. Rodriguez is from the full line with runners on second and third. He winds a 1-2 pitch. A four-seam fastball inside ruled a ball, and the count comes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This big inning is beginning. I sure hope so, Anthony. Runner leads off second and third. Nobody out. 3 already in. Coming one. The 2-2 to Velasquez. Foul down the first base side and out of play on the four-seam fastball in. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. From the full one, now the 2-2 offering. Swinging strike 3 on the changeup, down and away for the first out of the inning. Velasquez swung over the top of that circle change, down and away from the lefty Rodriguez for the first out. Now here's Alec Burleson. He's 1 for 1 with a single. He has runners on second and third with 1 out here in the top of the third inning. It'll be a lefty-lefty matchup. Coming Juan's Rodriguez, the first pitch to Burleson. A sinker strike on the inside corner, and it's challenged by Burleson there. So he's challenging the call of a strike. Let's see what happens. And the call is upheld. It is indeed a strike, so the Cardinals lose the challenge there. They only have one of their 2 allotted ABS challenges remaining. It's an 0-1 count. Rodriguez comes wide, and here's the 0-1 pitch. A sinker down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. In fact, that is absolutely accurate, Piccolangelo. That's exactly what happened again that game against the Cubs. Now the 1-1 pitch, head on up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Both runners will score, and that will give the Cardinals a 5-0 lead on the 2 RBI single to center field for Alec Burleson. Burn, Burley, burn, and that gives the Cardinals a 5-0 lead. So right now, they are getting to Eduardo Rodriguez in a way that most of the league this year most certainly has not. And I'm here for it. Now the first pitch to Mason Wynn. A curveball ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 5 already in here for the Cardinals in the top of the 3rd inning. 5-0 St. Louis. Runner on first with 1 out. It's a lefty-righty matchup against Mason Wynn, who walked in his first plate appearance. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball down the right field line, giving chases Carroll towards the stands, and he makes the catch against the netting for the 2nd out of the inning. Staying there at first is Alec Burleson. So, a foul out. 9, caught there by Carroll for the 2nd out. And admittedly, Carroll went a long way to get that baseball. Now, stepping on into the box here is Jose Fermin, who's 0 for 1, lefty-righty matchup. Runner leads off first with 2 out. And the first pitch. A sinker strike on the inner third above the knees, and the count is 0-1. Jose Fermin, last at bat, grounded into a double play. Ended the threat. Seems like a long time ago. From the stretch is Rodriguez. He deals. Fouled straight back on the 4-seam fastball in the inside corner. And the count is 0-2. Locklear actually tried to go and get that thing because it ended up going over towards the first base dugout. Just out of reach, but definitely out of reach. And it's an 0-2 count. Getting hot down there in the pen is the right-hander in Arizona's pen. Give you more details whenever that comes about. This will be the 65th pitch. Here's the 0-2. A 4-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-2. In 2 2/3 innings of work, 65 pitches for Eduardo Rodriguez. All 5 of those, I believe, are earned. Burleson leads off first with 2 out. Lefty-righty matchup. It's a 1-2 count to Fermin. Coming sets Rodriguez. He deals. A cutter down and away and out of the zone. The count comes even at 2-2. So runner on first with 2 out. Top of the 3rd inning. 5-0 Cardinals. All have come here on the top of the 3rd. It's a 2-2 count. Coming set at the stretch is Rodriguez. The 2-2 offering. Fouled straight back on the 4-seam fastball up and away, and the count remains 2-2. This is a decidedly bad day for Rodriguez. He's getting lit up. It's not been pretty for him, that's for sure. Now, from the stretch is Rodriguez. The 2-2 offering. Hit to the left side and into left field for a base hit. Picked up out there by the left fielder. Tossed back in. So a 2-out single to left by Jose Fermin. And now the Cardinals have runners on first and second with 2 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. So they're keeping up the accelerator on this one. Stepping into the box is going to be Lars Nootbaar. the Cardinals have now batted around with Lars Nootbaar coming up to the plate. In his first plate appearance, he walked, and now they're going to the pen. The righty Jameson for the D-backs is coming in relief of Eduardo Rodriguez. So Eduardo Rodriguez, his line, he's still responsible for the runners on first and second. He has gone 2 2/3 innings. He has given up 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. That was a gentleman who pitched in Philadelphia on Tuesday night, and the Cardinals just ran him out after 2 2/3 innings of work. Not a bad day at the office, and it ain't over yet. Happy birthday, Baxter. Glad you are here with Paul D and Faithful. Absolutely. As everybody knows here, the regulars all know this, but sometimes, it invariably, I'll give you the numbers here on Jameson in just a moment. So the 28-year-old right-hander, Dre Jameson, for the D-backs in 2026 in 10 games has a 0-0 record, an ERA of 4.11 in 15 1/3 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts in that span, and a whip of 1.37. So that's the story there. So the regulars know this, but invariably when the Cardinals are playing a team, fans of the other team find their way into the stream. And they're always kind of feeling out like, am I just going to get nothing but hate here for simply stating myself supporting the other team? And the answer is no, you're absolutely welcome here. Fans of the other team are welcome here. The key is just don't act like a jerk. And those are pretty common sense things. Don't spam, don't swear, don't pick fights, don't be nasty. I think those are pretty easy rules. Otherwise, support your team, but be cool about it. All right, so I gave you the numbers just a moment ago on Dre Jameson. And as far as you're concerned, Baxter, happy birthday once again. So runners on first and second with 2 out, 5 already in, 5-0 Cardinals, righty-lefty matchup against Nootbaar. Now, the first pitch to Newt. A sinker low on the outer third. It's ruled a ball, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. So runners lead off first and second, 5-0 Redbirds, all coming here in the top of the third inning. Coming set is Jameson, the 1-0. Strike slider on the inner third, thigh high, and the count is 1-1 to Lars Nootbaar. Arizona is ranked number 2 in DEF on Fangraphs. Interesting, Warren. Jameson sets the 1-1 pitch. A changeup down and in the dirt. A nice backhanded stop there by Moreno. It is ruled a ball, and the count is 2-1. Braylon Beasley with the $1 super. Thank you so much, Braylon. It is very much appreciated. And yes, indeed, I can accept super chats for those of you who do not know. I thank you, each and every one of you who has. Cummins says Jameson, the 2-1 offering. A sinker down and in and out of the zone, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. So it is a 3-1 count. Runners on first and second with 2 out. 5-0 Cardinals, all coming here in the top of the third inning. Cummins said it is Jameson, the 3-1 pitch. Strike slider on the outer third, thigh high to Nootbaar, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Looking in is Jameson, righty-lefty matchup. With 2 outs and a full count, both the runners are going to be going first thing here on this pitch. Jameson sets. He deals. Ball forward, it gets past Moreno, goes all the way back. However, it's a walk, and the bases are now loaded with 2 out here in the top of the third inning. Now, coming on up here is the rook at the hot corner, Blaze Jordan. Blaze Jordan, his last at-bat, had an RBI triple that got a lot of this action going here. Righty-righty matchup with the bases loaded and 2 out. Coming set is Jameson. The first pitch to Jordan. Hit on out there in the left field. Coming over is the left fielder. He makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. However, the Cardinals, they put up a whopping 5 spot in the top of the third inning. They drive the 2026 All-Star for the National League, Eduardo Rodriguez, right out of this game, and they have themselves a 5-0 lead. So we go to the bottom of the third inning, 5-0 Redbirds. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mic. Now let's go to the chat. Okay. I got to say, a fine bit of offensive work there by the Cardinals there in the top of the third inning. I mean, getting Eduardo Rodriguez out of the game like that after 2 2/3 innings, that's a fine job, especially when you consider that they faced him earlier this year at Busch, and he went 6 1/3 innings pitched, only gave up 3 hits, no runs, I believe issued 3 walks and had 5 strikeouts. So quite a bit of difference in terms of the Cardinals' offense success today against Eduardo Rodriguez and when they scuffled against him a month ago at Busch Stadium. Jimmy, well done, boys. Absolutely. Good to see you, Jimmy. That was a good inning for the Cardinals. You know it, Hodag. Okay. Set up today between 2 railroad tracks. Dang it, Slutty. Yeah. All right, we're back here for the bottom of the third inning. Andre Pallante, he's out there for his third frame of work. He is facing Arenado, Del Castillo, and Waldschmidt. Arenado gets into the box. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch. Strike, slider down Broadway, and the count is 0-1. Nolan Arenado hitting .244 on the year. He is in the 7th hole. Due up for the D-backs is 7, 8, 9 in their order. Next pitch is going to be Andre Pallante's 25th this afternoon. Had a nice big break. Now the 0-1 offering. Strike. Knuckle curve on the outer third above the knees, and the count is 0-2. Arenado, .244, 12 home runs, 42 RBIs in 92 games, a 733 OPS. It's an 0-2 count. Coming winds Pallante, the 0-2. A sinker well upstairs and over the height of the head. The count is 1-2. Nice job by Herrera, even managing to haul that in. Pallante comes, looks. He motions. He deals. Check swing on the knuckle curve. Did he go around? Yes, says Blue down the first baseline. So down hacking goes Arenado for the first out of the inning. That was on that knuckle curve, which was exceptionally well placed. It was on the outside corner, hit into the dirt. And Arenado was very frustrated with himself. So that was the knuckle curve doing knuckle curve type things the way you want them. Now here's a lefty Del Castillo, righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Foul back on the four-seam fastball up and in, and the count is 0-1. Adrian Del Castillo, the DH, 185, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs in 51 games for Arizona, a 555 OPS. Righty-lefty matchup. He wins the 0-1 offering. A four-seam fastball up and in, getting out of the way of that one is Del Castillo. And the count is 1-1. So nobody on with 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. 5-0 Redbirds. He winds the 1-1 pitch. A slider away and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. Yeah, Alan, it's taken longer than it would seem. So hopefully I'll be back on the video sometime early this week. Now the 2-1 pitch. A knuckle curve down and in and out of the zone. The count is 3-1. Now you just get to hear my super soothing and melodic voice in my description of the game. Now the 3-1 offering. Hit on out there into shallow left field. Calling for is Blaze Jordan just beyond the out infield dirt. He catches it for the second out of the inning. Yeah, it's taking a while to get the place, which is to say the studio portion of it, up and going again. A lot of moving parts, a lot of equipment. The fact that I have the acoustic treatment up and going and set is a good start. Now, nobody on with 2 out. Now, the first pitch to the 9-hitter, Waldschmidt. Strike, slider on the outer third below the belt. And the count is 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Waldschmidt's hitting .252 on the year. Pallante, he comes one. The 0-1. Foul tipped off the foot on the sinker inside. And the count is 0-2. So Pallante 1 strike away here from ending the bottom of the 3rd inning. Couple of quick strikes here. He's back onto the bump. Into the box is Waldschmidt. He winds. He deals. A knuckle curve just misses high on the outside corner. It is ruled a ball, and the count is 1-2. Oh, well, thank you, Alan. I'm happy to be broadcasting. Now, the 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball out to right center field. Underneath it is Fairmeen. He squeezes it for the 3rd and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on. After 3 full innings of play, it is 5-0 Cardinals here in the rubber match against the Diamondbacks out in Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. All right, let's go to the chat. Just got white spray paint all over my tablet screen. Oh, boy. Oh, geez, Roger. CH Man. Hey, Paul D. Snakes are tough, but the Birds bringing the heavy artillery today. Yeah. And so were the Dodgers over the Yankees. What was the final there? 8-2? My goodness. That's going to be a long split doubleheader day at Yankee Stadium. Just, with first game starting at 12:30. The second game is the Sunday night game of the week. It's good to see you, CH, man. Thank you for coming by, as always. Well, minor miracles, Justin Lee. At least he can still hear me. Fair enough. Now, due up for the Redbirds in the top of the 4th inning. They have themselves a 5-0 lead. For the Cardinals, they're back to the top of the order with J.J. Weatherall, Ivan Herrera, and Jordan Walker, 1, 2, 3 in the order. All right. It looks like the righty Jameson is still in there for the D-backs. It may be one of those things where they just need him to eat innings because they did not expect Eduardo Rodriguez to only go 2 2/3 innings. His final line is 2 2/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Now here comes J.J. Weatherall. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch to J.J. A 4-seam fastball outside corner ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a run scored. Now the 1-0 pitch. A slider ruled a ball, challenged immediately there by Moreno. So ABS challenge here. Let us see. And it's indeed a strike. So Arizona has themselves a successful challenge. It was not even all that close. And the count is 1-1. Coming one, the 1-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the cutter upstairs, and the count is 1-2. Jameson's back onto the bump. Righty-lefty matchup. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the fourth inning, 5-0 Redbirds. He winds the 1-2. A cutter off the inside corner and ruled a ball, and the count comes even at 2-2. Infield defense playing back, heavily shaded towards right against the lefty Weatherholt. Now the 2-2. Foul down the third base side, now to play on the changeup away. Weatherholt was clearly annoyed with himself because he felt that thing he should have driven. With it being a changeup about belt high out over the plate, I'm not going to say that he is wrong to be frustrated there. Now the 2-2. A slider well inside, jackknifing out of the way is Weatherholt, and the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. ZZ Captain Mastiff. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you dig it. Coming winds Jameson, the 3-2 to Weatherholt. Ball 4 on the slider away, challenged by Moreno there, but I think that legitimately missed. So ABS challenge incoming. And no, it's overturned, and it's called strike 3. A slider on the outside corner just clips it away, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So J.J. Weatherholt gets the old backwards K, gets caught in the observatory for the first out. Now here comes Ivan Herrera. He's 1 for 2. It'll be a righty-righty matchup with nobody on, 1 out. That 1 for 2 is a single with the run scored. 5-0 Redbirds, top of the fourth inning. He comes one. Jameson deals. A four-seam fastball down and away, ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0. 15 pitches so far for Jameson. Back into the box is Herrera. Big open stance. The 1-0 pitch. Strike, slider on the inner third below the belt. And the count is 1-1. Infield defense very much shaded towards left. Now the 1-1 foul down the first base side and out of play. 97 miles per hour out of the right hand there of Jameson. And the count is 1-2. Now, Jameson sets. He winds. The 1-2. Hit to the left side. Picked up there by Perdomo at short. Throws to first in time to get Herrera going down the line for the second out. So Herrera bounces out 6-3 for out number 2. And now here comes Jordan Alexander Walker. He is 1 for 2 this afternoon with an RBI run scored and a strikeout. 5-0 Redbirds here in the top of the fourth inning in the rubber match. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch hit to the left side, picked up by Arenado on the ground. He throws to first in time to get Jordan Walker going down the line for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, nobody left on after 3.5 innings of play. It is 5-0 Redbirds over the Diamondbacks here in the rubber match. Game 3 of 3 down in Chase Field on the Sunday afternoon. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Let's go to the chat. Okay. So we're going to the bottom of the fourth inning. Let's see what's up. One Lutek. Come on, Arizona. I need this. Negative 1.5. Okay. I see what you're laying down there. Let's see. All right. Yoshi complete game. Yeah, he can be so nasty, CH, man. Very impressive. CH, man. Yeah, 8-2 and got Cam Schlittler out in the fifth. Scored 8 with no home runs. You know, that's a rare thing to pull off. Cam Schlittler, he doesn't have many bad days. So anytime an opposing offense, you know, especially one that has the prowess of the Dodgers, are able to get to him, all you can do in a situation like that is just tip your cap. All right. All righty, let's see here. All right. Bobbleman. Man, the Padres were mean to the Royals today. It is not a forgiving game. So we're back here for the bottom of the fourth inning. Due up for the D-backs, Marte, Perdomo, and Carroll. 1, 2, 3 in their order. Righty-lefty matchup against Marte. Coming winds Pallante. The first pitch. Strike. Four-seam fastball. Inner third below the belt. And the count is 0-1. I don't know what they're focusing on there, but whatever it is, it must be kind of interesting. Something about the risk. I think it has to do with the pad for the pitch comm. Coming one, the 0-1 to Marte. A splitter down and away and out of the zone. Laying off on there is Marte. Marte is 0 for 1. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the fourth inning. 5-0 Cardinals. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Pallante looks in. And the 1-1. A knuckle curve up and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. He punches it into the pitch comm there. Pallante has it. He comes wide. The 2-1 to Marte. A slider up and away and out of the zone. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Feels better than yesterday so far. And I hope that can give you another whistle, David. There's nothing that would give me greater pleasure in calling this game. It's a 3-1 count. Pallante has his sign. He winds the 3-1 offering. Foul tipped on the four-seam fastball down and in, and the count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the leadoff hitter and second baseman Marte is 0 for 1 with the ground out. 258, 17 home runs, 54 RBIs in 94 games. He winds the 3-2 offering. Swinging strike 3. Down, hacking goes Marte for the first out of the inning. So Andre Pallante comes back in that at-bat and then manages to get him swinging through a four-seam fastball in the outer third. And that is the first out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 5-0 Cardinals. Now here's the lefty hitting shortstop Perdomo. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch from Pallante. A knuckle curve down and in the dirt. The count is 1-0. Geraldo Perdomo, 0 for 1 lineout. 237, 6 home runs, 34 RBIs in 94 games. Coming was Pallante, the 1-0 offering. Strike, slider down Broadway, and the count is 1-1. Whistle time indeed, folks. Pallante has his sign. He comes motion. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Perdomo. He granted time after Pallante had actually started his motion. I'm sure that was quite intentional. Next pitch is Pallante's 45th on the afternoon. He winds the 1-1 pitch. A four-seam fastball down and in, skipping rope out of the way is Perdomo. Count is 2-1. No, Pallante's been very efficient so far, really been attacking the strike zone. He comes one, the 2-1 offering. Hit to the right side, picked up there by Weather on the ground. He throws to first in time for the second out of the inning. So Perdomo grounds out 4-3 for the second out in the bottom of the fourth. Now here comes the lefty hitting Carroll. Be a righty-lefty matchup. Nobody on with 2 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 5-0 Redbirds here in the rubber match out in Arizona. Tomorrow they start a 4-game set in Anaheim against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Now the first pitch to Carroll. Swinging strike on the splitter on the outside corner below the belt. And the count is 0-1. Back into the box is Carroll. Pallante's 0-1 offering. A four-seam fastball down and in, just misses the inside corner. It is ruled a ball, and the count is 1-1. Corbin Carroll 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 249, 14 home runs, 47 RBIs in 95 games. Nobody on, 2 out. Now the 1-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the knuckle curve, down and away, and the count is 1-2. It was just kind of this flailing half swing over the top of the knuckle curve, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carroll. Pallante, he has his sign. He comes motion. He deals. A 4-seam fastball misses upstairs. It was on the inner third, but above the belt, and the count is even at 2-2. That was the 50th pitch for Pallante in 3 2/3 innings of work. Back into the box is Carroll. Now the 2-2 pitch. Fouled straight back on the 4-seam fastball up in the zone, and the count remains 2-2. Nobody on with 2 out. 5-0 Redbirds, bottom of the 4th inning. All of those came in the top of the 3rd for St. Louis. Now the 2-2. There's a fly ball out into center field. Going back is Faramine up against the wall, and it hits off the base of the wall. He picks up the carom, throws it back in, and in standing with a stand-up double to center is Corbin Carroll. And now the D-backs have a runner on second with 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and that breaks up the no-hitter there for Pallante. I was disappointed myself. I wasn't going to say it, but it just happened. CH, man, I just got myself caught up on what I've missed. The Cards did this damage to Eduardo Rodriguez. I'm very impressed. This is great. Yeah, they did a fine job. Yeah, there weren't many center fielders in baseball that were going to get to the ball that was hitting the center field just now by Carroll. Now, from the stretch, in the box is the righty Moreno, 0-for-1. Here's a pitch. Strike, slider on the outside corner below the belt, and the count is 0-1. Gabriel Moreno 0-for-1 with the ground out, 307, 6 home runs, 32 RBIs in 71 games. Carroll leads off second following the 2-out double to center. From the stretch is Pallante. He sets at the Birds. The 0-1. A knuckle curve just misses the outside corner low and away, and the count is 1-1. Moreno goes back into the box. Runner leads off second with 2 out. It's a 1-1 count. Setting at the Birds is Pallante. The pitch. Hit on out there into right field. A couple steps in. Underneath it is Newbar. He makes the catch for the 3rd and final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no walks, 1 left on. After 4 full innings of play, it is 5-0 Cardinals over the Diamondbacks here in the rubber match on the Sunday afternoon in that first series back from the All-Star break. I'm Paul D., and if you're enjoying my call of the action here for the Redbirds this afternoon here on Game Mike, and you haven't done so already, please do leave a like. It's really helping this channel continue to grow and get it out there to more Cardinals fans who are having a lot of trouble following the Cardinals every single day. And I italicize almost every Cardinal game. So let's make sure they can see it. And Lord knows, if you think I've earned it and you leave it, I very much appreciate it. And if you're not already subscribed and you want to see more, hit subscribe. It's a great time. It's a great community. We'd love to have you. With that said, me here, you there, and this is Bombers Game Mike. 5-0 Cardinals going to the top of the 5th inning. Now, due up for the Redbirds in the top of the 5th is Velasquez, Burleson, and Witten. We'll see what Ollie Marmol chooses to do with Velasquez here now that the lefty Rodriguez is no longer in. He has 2 strikeouts today already. Thurman. The Cards need to win 49 of the remaining games to reach 100 wins. Is it possible? It's possible, Thurman. It's just not terribly likely. Apparently, they have about a roughly 1-3 shot to make the playoffs this year, which is reasonable enough. Allen. Hopefully, he keeps them at bay. Let's go, Birds. CHman. Hey, Paul D. There's one of my best friends, Thomas Fitzpatrick. He's the Red Sox play-by-play guy. Oh, really? No kidding. Hi, Thomas. How's it going? 13 in a row is very impressive, but, you're a Red Sox fan, so your team is the mortal enemy of my team. But you're most certainly welcome here. And if you want to promote your channel here in the chat, by all means do so. Now the first pitch to Velasquez. A sinker strike, outside corner below the belt. The count is 0-1. So yeah, Thomas, a friend of CH Man is a friend of mine, even if he's a Red Sox fan. Now the 0-1 pitch. Swinging strike on the slider, down and away, and the count is 0-2. Nelson Velasquez 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. He's one strike away from the hat trick this afternoon. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. 5-0 Redbirds over Arizona. Jameson winds the 0-2. A slider down and away and over the lefty batter's box. Ruled the ball, and the count is 1-2. Jeff Colden, like, subscribe, and if y'all can, give that $1 chat, please, to do so for those who can't pay the extra bucks to be here. Well, thank you, Jeff. Comment one, the 1-2 to Velasquez. Fouled down the first base side, out of play, and the count is 1-2. CH Man, Paul D with the quality play-by-play. Oh, Alan, how is the wife? She's healing up. Thank you for asking. Now, winds Jameson, the 1-2. A sweeper down and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-2. CH Man, Paul D is an all-star on the mic. He's also got the Dodgers and Red Sox play-by-play guys in the chat. Let's go. Absolutely, and they should follow you both. Now, the 2-2 pitch. A changeup in the dirt away, and the count comes full, 3-2 to Nelson Velasquez. Back into the boxes, Velasquez. Back on the bump is Jameson. The 3-2. Called strike 3. The slider on the outer third below the belt for the first out of the inning. So Nelson Velasquez has himself the hat trick this afternoon for the first out. So nobody on with one out here in the top of the 5th inning. 5-0 Cardinals over the D-backs. Stepping into the box here is Alec Burleson. He is 2 for 2 with a couple RBIs. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch. A sinker well down and in and ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0 to the Burley first baseman for St. Louis. Like number 75 today. Well, thank you so much, Thomas. Now, the 1-0 pitch. Hit on out there into center field and in for a base hit. So a one-out knock there into center field for Alec Burleson, and the Redbirds have a runner on first with one out. Here in the top of the 5th inning. A nice little piece of hitting there. It looked to be a changeup going down and away from Burleson. Now here comes Mason Wynn. Mason Wynn is 0 for 1 with a walk this afternoon. From the stretch is Jameson. Righty-righty matchup. Runner leads off first with one out. The first pitch to Wynn. Strike, sinker on the inside corner, thigh high, and the count is 0-1. 245, 4 home runs, 42 RBIs for the righty hitting shortstop for St. Louis. From the stretch is Jameson. Runner leads off first. The 0-1. There's a fly ball out there to shallow left field. Coming in is the left fielder. He's underneath it. Kepler snags it for the second out of the inning. So Mason Wynn flies out 7 for the second out. Now here comes Jose Fermin. He's 1 for 2 this afternoon. 30 pitches so far for Jameson in relief of Rodriguez. Runner on first with 2 out. It's a righty-righty matchup. Top of the 5th inning. 5-0 Redbirds. From the stretch is Jameson. The first pitch to Fermin. Strike, sinker on the inside corner at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Jose's hitting .263, 4 home runs, 20 RBIs, a .704 OPS, and 62 games in part-time duty in everywhere but pitcher and catcher. From the stretch is Jameson. The pitch. A sinker just misses the outside corner. It is ruled a ball, and the count is 1-1. Clay Healy, my twin brother, is a diehard Red Sox fan. We root for each other's teams as long as they aren't in contention with each other. Fair enough. Coming sets Jameson, the 1-1 offering. A slider called a strike on the inside corner below the belt. Farameen really probably should have challenged that one, but he lays off with only one remaining for the Redbirds, and the count is 1-2. Runner on first with 2 out, top of the 5th inning. It's a 1-2 count, 5-0 Redbirds. Now the 1-2 pitch. A slider down and away and in the dirt, and the count comes even at 2-2. ZZ Captain, we got a really good team. Fun to watch, too. That counts for a lot. Allen, Farameen is playing about every game now. Yeah, in various places. Now, the 2-2 pitch. A sinker well up and away and out of the zone, and the count is full, 3-2. Thomas Fitzpatrick, I don't mind cheering for the Cardinals. Fun team this season. Yeah, they are fun. They're fun. They've been performing well beyond expectations. We've been really lucky. And we certainly welcome your rooting for them. Runner leads off first. Coming set is Jameson. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 on the slider, down and in. So Jose Farameen works a 2-out walk, and that puts runners on first and second with 2 out here in the top of the 5th inning for the Redbirds. Now stepping up to the plate is the lefty Lars Dupar, who is in right field this afternoon with Jordan Walker at DH, kind of getting that half day off on the Sunday. And, of course, Nelson Velasquez is defensively in left. Newpar is 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. Runners on first and second with 2 out. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch to Newt. A slider down and in and clear out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Newt gets back into the box. Runners lead. From the stretch is Jameson. Setting up away is Moreno. The 1-0 pitch. Strike, sinker on the inner third below the belt, and the count is 1-1. I'm happy to see Blaze Jordan spread his wings and fly. You and me both, CH, man. He can be a lot of fun. Now, coming sets Jameson. The 1-1 pitch. Strike, change up on the inside corner, thigh high. Taken all the way there is Newt, and the count is 1-2. Robert Weller, it's only a strike if you yourself believe it's a strike. Runners lead off first and second. It's a 1-2 count. The 1-2 to Newt. A changeup down and in the dirt, and the count is even at 2-2. I always like Blaze. He's a fun player to watch. And it's going to be interesting seeing him kind of evolve. A $1 super chat from Robert Weller. Thank you so much. Our fan and friend from Niceville, Florida. Common set is Jameson, the 2-2. A forcing fastball well inside, jackknifing out of the way. There is Newpar, and the count is full, 3-2. Moreno did quite a job there by making sure to even get to that ball. Had it gone to the backstop, runners on second and third. So runners on first and second with 2 out. Top of the 5th inning, 3-2 count here against Lars Newpar. Jameson, he comes set. The 3-2 offering. Ball 4 on the slider away, and that will load the bases. Lars Newpar works a 2-out walk. And now the pond is full of ducks, Thurman. And it looks like we may be seeing ourselves a pitching change here in a moment, because there is nowhere to put them. Thomas Fitzpatrick. Paul, do you mind if I drop my link in the chat for people to check out? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but yeah, absolutely. Plug your channel. You got the green light. 100%. Us play-by-play guys, we got to look out for each other. And, you did the right thing. You asked me first, which is the only thing I ask. Otherwise, as far as play-by-play guys go, getting word about their channel, I am more than happy to contribute to that. So we have ourselves a pitching change. Let's see where they're going with this. I'll let you know when I have an update here in a moment. Pond is full of ducks indeed, Thurman. In fact, I've now become resolved each time I say that for it to be, even if you're not here, quote unquote, the pond is full of ducks, comma, Thurman, exclamation point. I will do my best to remember each and every time, Thurman. Got to go into work, but I'll be following. Go Redbirds attack. Thank you so much, CH Man. You be well. And if you guys aren't subscribed to CH Man, he does a great Really chill, really fun. Very good call of the LA Dodgers here on YouTube. I would very much encourage you following him. I certainly do. And a great dude, a total gent. I'm always here, ball. I know, Thurman. I hope Jordan hits a grand salami. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess the question is, Thomas, since they traded Steven Matz for him, where do you feel that the Red Sox landed on that deal? Let's go Birds. Rihanna. Thurman, never miss a game. No, you don't. Allen, let's go Blaze. All right, the lefty, Philip Abner, 4 games, 7 1/3, an 8.59 ERA, a 1.50 whip. That's the story there. And Blaze Jordan coming up to the plate. 1 for 2 this afternoon with an RBI triple. Pond is full of ducks. Thurman lefty-righty matchup. Cummins sets Abner, the first pitch. Strike. Uncle Charlie outer third at the knees, and the count is 0-1 to Blaze Jordan. Cummins sets Abner. The 0-1 offering. Strike. Four-seam fastball inside corner below the belt, and the count is 0-2. Blaze Jordan was clearly not convinced on the call. Burleson at third, Fairmean at second, Newbar at first. It's an 0-2 count. Cummins sets Abner. The 0-2 pitch. Hit foul down the first base side and out of play. And the count is 0-2. I didn't like the trade because we didn't re-sign Matt. Fair enough. So it's an 0-2 count. Lefty Abner sets. The 0-2. Foul down the first base side and out of play on the four-seam fastball up and in. Hodag, one last chance to see the bat ablaze. Thurman, bring him home. I hope so, Thurman. I truly do. It's an 0-2 count. In the box is Blaze Jordan. Abner comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Hit foul down the third base side and out of play on the slider down and in. And the count remains 0-2. Blaze Jordan has been an interesting case. It's interesting kind of see him work through things offensively here as he adjusts to the big league level. Now, here's a pitch. Hit on out there in the right field and in for a base hit. Scoring from third is Burleson. Coming home is Fairmean. He will score, and that will give the Cardinals a 7-0 lead on the 2 RBI single to right by Blaze Jordan, and the Cardinals have a 7-0 lead. Oh, a very nice piece, a 2-out hitting there, and behind in the count. It seemed to be a sinker that was well up around the letters out over the plate. He just went the other way with the thing, and that's a 2 RBI single to right. 7-0 Cardinals. Now here's J.J. Weatherall. It'll be a lefty-lefty matchup. Runners on first and second with 2 out. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to center field. Going back is the center fielder in front of the track. He makes the catch for the third and final out of the inning. But not before the Cardinals. They go and put up 2 more off the bat of Blaze Jordan. And we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is a 7-0 Redbird lead here in the rubber match. I'm Paul D. And this is Bombers Game Mike. All right, let's go to the chat. Well, that is what we like to call run support, folks. And right now, Blaze Jordan's having a heck of a day. I mean, was he 2 for 3, 3 RBIs, something like that? You're not going to do much better than that on a given day, especially when, you know, they've only played 4.5 innings so far. All right. Well, one thing I can say is Blaze Jordan, in all likelihood, is not your standard 9-hitter. I mean, he's there because he has to be somewhere. But you hope he projects to be something more than the 9-hitter, to be sure. Another good inning for the Cardinals, thanks to Blaze Jordan and company. Yeah, absolutely. Justin Beasley. 6 is a serious number, Cardinals fans. Get your 37 cents freeze pops at On the Run tomorrow. Man, that is such an effective piece of marketing. It's insane. Blaze the Ducks on the Pond is coming in home. Wonderful to see. It really is. All right, due up for the D-backs in the bottom of the fifth inning against Andre Pallante is Kepler, Locklear, and Arenado. So 5, 6, 7 in the D-back order against Andre Pallante, who's out for his fifth frame. Bottom of the fifth inning, 7-0 Cardinals here in the rubber match. Getting plenty of run support for Andre today, who himself has been pitching very well. Righty-lefty matchup here against Kepler. He comes one. The first pitch to Kepler. A four-seam fastball up and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. That was the 56th pitch for Pallante. Kepler is 0 for 1 this afternoon. Pallante winds the 1-0 pitch. Fouled straight back on the slider down Broadway. The count is 1-1. So at the moment, I believe Pallante has faced only one over the minimum. Very impressive through 4+ innings of work. Pallante comes one. The 1-1 to Kepler. A ball, a four-seam fastball off the inside corner, and the count is 2-1. David, ball. How do you give a like if us fans don't know how to do it? Now, the 2-1 pitch. Hit to the left side and through the hole into left field for a base hit. Picked in on up there and tossed back in. So Kepler has a leadoff single for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And the D-backs have a runner on first with nobody out. Paul, how do you give a like if us fans don't how to do it? Not entirely sure I understand the question there, David. Are you asking me to explain how to leave a like on this stream? Now, here is the righty first baseman, Locklear. He's 0 for 1. Righty-righty matchup, runner on first. The first pitch to Locklear. A slider just misses the outside corner. Rule the ball, and the count is 1-0. Go Spain. Go Cardinals. Get a little World Cup talk in there. Locklear, this is his 2026 debut up in the big leagues, though he's been up to the big show before. Now, the 1-0 pitch. A slider, a check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not. He held up, and the count is 2-0. So runner on first. From the stretch is Pallante. He is up here against the righty Locklear, righty-righty matchup. Runner leads off first with nobody out. Bottom of the fifth inning, 7-0 Cardinals. From the Birds is Pallante. He deals. Chop foul down the third base side now to play on the sinker in. The count is 2-1. So a lot of offense for the Redbirds so far this afternoon. After yesterday, I think that is something all of us are more than happy to welcome. Setting at the Birds is Pallante. The pitch. Strike, sinker on the outer third below the belt. And the count is 2-2. And though Locklear didn't swing, that was definitely not what Pallante wanted to do with that thing. You never want to leave a slider, even if it's a called strike below the belt. You want that thing down in the zone. Coming sets Pallante from the Birds, the 2-2. A knuckle curve down and away and out of the zone, and the count is full 3-2. So a runner on first, nobody out. Bottom of the fifth inning, 7-0 Redbirds. It's a 3-2 count here to the first baseman Locklear, who is 0 for 1. Infield defense clearly shaded towards left with the righty Locklear at the plate. Burleson holding the runner on at first. Coming set at the Birds is Pallante. The 3-2 offering. Hit to the left side. Picked up there by Mason Wynn. He throws the second one. On to first. A double play. A 6-4-3 double play. And those are the first and second out of the inning. So Locklear grounds out into the 6-4-3 double play. Very nicely turned there by Mason Wynn. Then Weatherall. Reaching and ranging over to his right, throwing across his body with his momentum going away from second. Nice accurate throw. Weatherall takes it in, pivots nicely, strong relay throw, and those are the first and second outs. Now, here's Nolan Arenado, who's 0 for 1. Righty-righty matchup, the first pitch. A four-seam fastball misses away, and the count is 1-0. Asking about how to... Now, the 1-0 pitch. Hit to the left side, picked up there by Blaze Jordan on the ground. He throws to first in time to get Arenado, who grounds out 5-3 for the final out of the inning. So, no runs, no left on. After 5 full innings of play, it is 7-0 Cardinals going to the top of the 6th inning. I'm Paul D, and if you're enjoying my call of Redbird action here on Game Mike this afternoon, and you haven't done so already, please do leave a like. If you feel I've earned it, it also helps this get out to other Cardinals fans here on YouTube, who we all know we're having trouble following this team every day because you need 3 or 4 different subscriptions in order to do that. And I am calling almost every Cardinal game here on YouTube. Most of the time I'm on camera, but setting up the new studio in the new home, I'll be back on camera later this week. And on top of that, I would really appreciate it. And if you're not already subscribed and you like what you see, or in this case here, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard. With that said, after 5 full innings of play, it is 7-0 Cardinals here in the rubber match. Me here, you there, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Okay. Now, due up for the Cardinals in the top of the 6th inning is going to be Herrera, Walker, and then Nate Church, who was subbed in defensively for Nelson Velasquez. In fact, there's been some shifting around. So Fermin moved from center to left. Newbar moved from, Fermin moved from center field to left field. And then Church was slotted in defensively in center. Newt is still out in right field. That is the situation there. So due up here is Herrera, Jordan Walker, and then Nate Church, who is in for Nelson Velasquez. It is 7-0 Cardinals here in the top of the 6th inning. Now, it looks like the lefty Abner is still in the game here for Arizona. It'll be, in that case, a lefty-righty matchup. Abner comes set. The first pitch to Herrera. A four-seam fastball up and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Herrera 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Now, the 1-0 pitch. Strike, curveball on the outside corner above the knees, and the count is 1-1. Jazz Wolf, 98 likes. Let's go. Hey, Jazz Wolf, good to see you. Brother Joe. Cummins sets Abner. The 1-1 pitch. Head on out there to left field. Charging in as a left fielder. He slides. He makes the catch right up against the very bit of the grass there for the first out of the inning. Kepler made an excellent head-first sliding catch there. Just got it, basically snow-coned the thing for the first out. A very impressive catch there. So Ivan Herrera flies out to left for the first out. Brother Joe, I watch on TV, but type on my phone. Fair enough. Dwayne Smith, to like this stream, just hit that thumbs up icon. Cheers to that, Dwayne. Now here's Jordan Walker, lefty-righty matchup. Jordan's 1 for 3. The first pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball on the inside corner below the belt. And the count is 0-1. Jordan Walker, an RBI double, run scored. Nobody on with 1 out. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1 pitch. A slider misses away, and the count is 1-1. Hey, number 100. I think we're getting up to something like 40 games in a row, which is amazing. Thank you all so much. And thank you for letting me know, Roger. Common sense Abner, the 1-1. Swinging strike on the changeup, down and away, and the count is 1-2. Seven 7-0 Cardinals here in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 1-2 count. The lefty Abner comes set. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Jordan Walker. Take a drink. And the count remains 1-2. Abner sets. Abner deals. A slider well down and in and out of the zone, and the count comes even 2-2 to Jordan Walker. Keep that streak going. With your help, Brother Joe. I hope we will. Coming sets Abner. Here's the pitch. A changeup misses down and away and out of the zone, and the count is full 3-2. So something the Redbirds have done very well this afternoon is work the pitcher regardless of who it is. And a lot of full counts. A lot of long at-bats. He comes set. The 3-2. Fouled straight back on the slider on the inside corner. And Jordan Walker's clearly frustrated with himself because that was the pitch to drive. And the count remains 3-2. Very much want to see a game there at Chase Field. Coming sets Abner. The 3-2 offering. Hit on out behind the plate. In on the trademark there. And the count remains 3-2. So nobody on, one out, top of the sixth inning, 7-0 Redbirds. It's a 3-2 count to Jordan Walker against the lefty Abner. He comes set. The 3-2 pitch. Hit down the right field line and out of play on the changeup away, and the count remains 3-2. Like I said, a lot of long at-bats. And the Cardinals are showing, once again, their prowess at hitting on the road. Now, Abner comes set. The 3-2. Ball 4 on the four-seam fastball, so Jordan Walker works a one-out walk, and the Cardinals have a runner on first with one out here in the top of the sixth inning. And that will bring up Nate Church. Now make it a lefty-lefty matchup. On deck is Alec Burleson. Nate Church on the year is hitting .229. Coming sets Abner. The southpaw deals. A slider just misses the inside corner. It is ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0. 20th pitch so far for Abner. Leading off first is Jordan Walker following the one-out walk. Abner sets. Abner deals. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball away, and the count is 1-1 to Nate Church. Infield defense clearly shaded towards right with the lefty Church. .229, 8 home runs, 28 RBIs in 79 games. The 1-1. Foul tipped on the slider downstairs, and the count comes to 1-2 strikes. Jeff Coleman, we have a national TV broadcast. We mute that and listen to you through the wife on the audio because you kill on the play-by-play. Jeff, that is a huge compliment. Thank you so much. Back in the box is Church. Coming sets Abner. The 1-2. Fouled back, spoiling that slider away. And the count remains 1-2. No, that's really cool. Thank you so much, Jeff. I'm glad to hear you enjoy it that much. That you would sub me out for the national, guys. Now, Abner comes set. Walker leads off first. It's a 1-2 count with one out. The southpaw deals. Foul tip, but into the glove. Swinging strike 3 for the second out of the inning. Now, here comes the slugging lefty first baseman for the Redbirds, Alec Burleson, who's having quite an afternoon. He is 3 for 3 with a run scored and a couple of RBIs. Now, the first pitch to Burleson. Chop foul down the first base side and out of play, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. J.M. Jones, appreciate you, Paul. Glad to hear your missus is on the mend. Let's go Cardinals. Well, thank you so much, J.M. Jones. Now the 0-1 pitch. A four-seam fastball well up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. I used to do that when Jack Buck was on the radio. Yeah, funny. I used to do that same thing with John Sterling. Had him on the radio, and I had the visual muted. Coming sets Abner. The southpaw deals. Foul down the right field line and out of play on the slider, down and in, and the count is 1-2. Happy Odag. Would have been nice to at least have a base hit there, make Burley's job easier. Burleson is back in the box. Coming sets Abner. The 1-2 pitch. Foul down the third base side and out of play on the four-seam fastball away, and the count is 1-2. So a runner on first with 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning. 7-0 Cardinals here in the rubber match against Arizona out at Chase Field in Phoenix. Tomorrow night they start a 4-game set in Anaheim against the LA Angels. I'll give you the broadcast note on that in a moment. So stepping off there, changing bats was Alec Burleson. Coming set is Abner. The 1-2. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-2. That game tomorrow night in Anaheim is a 9:10 p.m. Central Time start. I will be live here on Game Mike at 9 p.m. Central Time. Abner sets. Abner deals. And there's a fly ball out to left field. He's underneath it, the left fielder. He makes the catch in front of the warning track for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, 1 left on. After 5.5 innings of play, it is 7-0 Redbirds going to the bottom of the 6th inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Let's go to the chat. Okay. So, yeah, tomorrow night they start a 4-game set against the LA Angels. Right now, the Angels in the AL West are in last place. They are currently 38-61, which is by far the worst record in the American League. And it is also the worst record in all of baseball. In that case, tied in the loss column with the Rockies. However, they have 2 less victories. They currently sit at 38-61 on the year. So that will be interesting to watch. The probables for tomorrow night in Anaheim, Kyle Leahy going for the Redbirds. He's 7-4 with a 3.73 ERA. And he will go and face Jose Soriano, the 27-year-old right-hander, who is 8-6 this year with a 3.49 ERA in 111 innings pitched. So that will be an interesting matchup to be sure. That game starts at 9:10 p.m. Central Time, and the play-by-play live stream here on Game Mike will begin at 9 p.m. Central Time. If you're ever wondering in advance when the next game is, what time it starts, and what time the live stream begins, I always leave updated broadcast information for the next game in the ticker down below. Now, the first pitch, Del Castillo. A knuckle curve down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Pallante is out for his 6th frame of work. 2 up for the D-backs is Del Castillo, Waldschmidt, and Marte. 8-9-1. The 1-0 pitch. Hit out there to right field, and it's in for a base hit. It goes all the way to the wall. Picking it up there at the base of the wall is Newpark. Tosses it back in, and Del Castillo has a sliding leadoff double for the D-backs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And there you are. Yeah, that thing, he just planted it out there. Not much that Nuke could do about it. So a runner on second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Arizona. Now the 9-hitter Waldschmidt, he's 0 for 1. Runner leads off second. Righty-righty matchup. Now the first pitch of Waldschmidt. A slider away, ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0. Ryan Waldschmidt, .250, no home runs, 9 RBIs in 36 games. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout. Coming set at the Birds is Pallante. The 1-0 offering. Chop foul down the third base side. Now to play on the slider, and the count is 1-1. Voronor. When I had NHL season tickets, the local radio station had an antenna built into the scoreboard to ensure we could get good radio play-by-play inside the arena. Interesting. Coming Seth Pallante, the 1-1 pitch. Hit on out there in the right field and in for a base hit. Picked up by Newpark, tosses it on in. And the runner will apparently stay there at third. And now the D-backs have runners on first and third with nobody out. Here in the bottom of the sixth inning on the single to right by Waldschmidt. And now back to the top of the order with the lefty hitting second baseman Marte. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. Marte is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So far, Pallante, 5+ innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Righty-lefty matchup. Runners on first and third, nobody out. He comes set. The first pitch to Marte. Hit on up middle and through for a base hit. Scoring from third is the runner. Going from first to third is Waldschmidt. And that's an RBI single to center. And that will cut it down to a 7-1 Cardinal lead on the RBI single to center by Marte. Now Herrera's going out there to have a little visit with Pallante out on the hill. It looked to be a slider that was just low but right down the middle. Marte just dropped the barrel of the bat head on it, put it just to the right side of second. Now runners on first and third with nobody out, bottom of the sixth inning. 7-1 Cardinals, 1 already in, following the single to center field by Marte. Now here comes the switch hitter, the Perdomo, who's hitting from the left side. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Coming set at the Birds is Pallante. He holds the first pitch. A four-seam fastball down and in, ruled a ball. The count is 1-0. Geraldo Perdomo is 0 for 2 with a line out and a ground out. Coming set from the stretch is Pallante. The 1-0 offering. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 1-1. So the most pitches Pallante has thrown in a single inning is back in the fourth with 19. He has thrown 8 so far. Other than that, he's averaging about 12. Runners lead off first and third. It's a 1-1 count. Coming set Pallante at the Birds. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing on the knuckle curve. Did he go around? No, says Blue down the third baseline, and the count is 2-1. A nasty knuckle curve there, but Perdomo manages to hold up on it, and the count is 2-1. Never underestimate your opponent. Always play like you're down 2. A lesser team can bite you in the butt. You got that right, Roger. Coming set Pallante, the 2-1. Strike, four-seam fastball, outer third below the belt, and the count is even at 2-2. And the game isn't over yet. Absolutely. Dwayne Smith, yay, Spain won. My son is in Madrid and turns 25 this week. Let's hang on to this lead, Redbirds. Cheers, Dwayne Smith. Coming set is Pallante, the 2-2 offering. Foul tipped on the four-seam fastball down and in, hit it off his foot. Perdomo is fine. The count remains 2-2. Runners on first and third, nobody out. 1 already in, it's a 7-1 lead. Ryan Stanek getting hot down there in the Cardinal bullpen. 78 pitches for Pallante. The 2-2. Chop foul down the first base side and out of play on the four-seam fastball in. And the count remains 2-2. Roger, when I was a kid going to Giants games, I would take my Walkman and listen to KNBR. I always think that's so cool. Now, the 2-2 from Pallante. He deals. A knuckle curve misses up and away, and that count is 3-2. So Pallante is really beginning to scuffle here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Runners on first and third with nobody out. 7-1 Redbirds, 1 already in here for the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the sixth inning. On deck is the lefty Carroll. Now the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 on the four-seam fastball upstairs, and the Diamondbacks have the bases loaded and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That was the 81st pitch by Pallante. And he is stepping off of the rubber there, trying to catch his breath and compose himself against the lefty Carroll. Here comes Dusty Blake, the pitching coach, so they're going to have a little chat out there with Pallante, help settle him down. And the whole infield is in on this one. Even with a 7-1 lead, things can get out of hand quickly against any professional hitters. So naturally, they're not playing around. They want to take this rubber match today. And we shall see. As I mentioned a moment ago, Ryan Stanek getting hot down there in the Cardinals bullpen. Now here's the right fielder, the left-hand hitting Corbin Carroll. Career at the bases loaded. He's hitting 350 with 5 home runs, 44 RBIs, an OPS of 1.201. So he rakes with the bases loaded in his career. And right now, the bases are loaded with nobody out. One already in, 7-1 Redbirds. Pallante from the stretch. He sets up the Birds. The first pitch. Foul tipped on the check swing on the four-seam fastball up and in. And the count is 0-1 to Corbin Carroll. Walschmidt at third. Marte at second. Perdomo at first. Coming set at the Birds is Pallante. The pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball, outside corner, thigh high, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes to Corbin Carroll, who is 1 for 2 this afternoon. Somebody wake up Ollie and tell him Pallante is struggling, get him out. I don't think he has much further to go. Pallante, he comes set at the Birds. The 0-2 pitch. There's a pop-up out there into shallow center field. Calling for is Nate Church. He makes the catch. It looks staying right there at third is the runner. And that is the first out of the inning. Which reminds me, with the bases loaded and less than 2 outs, any fly ball within the infield is subject to the infield fly rule. I was wondering if I was going to have to call it right there, but it went just out a little too far. Now, here is the catcher, the righty Moreno. He's 0 for 2. He is the cleanup hitter, so he has the bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 already in for the Diamondbacks. Coming sets Pallante, the first pitch to Moreno. A sinker up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Gabriel Moreno 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. 306, 6 home runs, 32 RBIs in 71 games. Coming sets Pallante, the 1-0. A sinker up and in and out of the zone. The count is 2-0. That was the 86th pitch for Pallante. I don't think he has much further to go here. I mean, nobody wants to bring in Ryan Stanek with the bases loaded, but you get the idea. Now, Pallante sets at the Birds. The 2-0 offering. A slider up and in and out of the zone, and the count is 3-0. So it's a 3-0 count here. Nowhere to put Moreno. Pallante, he takes a deep breath to try and compose himself. He looks on into Herrera. In the box is Moreno. Setting at the Birds is Pallante. All the runners lead. The 3-0 offering. Ball 4 on the four-seam fastball just misses the outside corner, and that will cut it down to a 7-2 Redbird lead. So Pallante walks in the second run for the D-backs, and here comes Ollie Marmol, and we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. Pallante is clearly annoyed with himself. 4 out of the zone there to Moreno, who admittedly is one of the most dangerous hitters here in this D-back order, which is pretty clear, him hitting cleanup. And so we have ourselves a pitching change. In comes the righty Ryan Stanek. I'm sure everybody just took a big derisive sigh at that news. So the numbers for the 34-year-old right-hander, in 41 games this year, he has a 2-2 record, a 4.66 ERA in 36 2/3 innings pitched, 40 strikeouts in that span, a whip of 1.50 for Ryan Stanek. His last appearance was on July 12th against Atlanta. He pitched a full inning. He gave up 1 hit, but no runs, no walks, and a strikeout in that effort. He also pitched the day before that, a full inning, didn't give up any runs, and he issued a walk. That's what Ryan Stanek has been up to recently, just in case anybody is interested. Due up for the D-backs is the left fielder Kepler. On deck is Locklear. The bases are loaded with 1 out. It is a 7-2 Cardinal lead. 2 already in for the D-backs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Roger Baseman. If an infielder has a fair play on the ball, even in the grass, can be called infield fly. Thurman. Oh, shocked. This could get ugly. Never know. How was my hot dog last night, Paul? It was fantastic. I loved it. And then right afterwards, I passed out for about 15 hours. I was exhausted because I barely slept the night before. With the game going after midnight my time, calling it, and then my flight leaving at 8:15 in the morning. I had to be at LaGuardia. I think it was like 6:30 or something like that. Takes an hour to get there, so I was pretty exhausted. Now here's Ryan Stanek with the bases loaded and 1 out. He will face the lefty Kepler. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. 2 already in, 7-2 Cardinals. Come and set Stanek at the Birds, the first pitch. A 4-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Now, Stanek comes sets at the Birds. The 1-0 pitch. A 4-seam fastball misses the outside corner and ruled the ball, and the count is 2-0 to Kepler. Kepler is 1 for 2 this afternoon. So the bases are loaded with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 7-2 Redbirds. Stanek, he comes set. The 2-0. Strike, 4-seam fastball down Broadway, 97 miles an hour, and the count is 2-1. Stanek looks in. The runners lead from every base. He sets at the Birds. The 2-1 offering. Chop foul down the first base side and out of play on the slider, down and in. The count comes even 2-2 to Kepler. Apparently the first base coach for the Diamondbacks is in his 70s. That's pretty darn impressive. Coming set is Stanek. The 2-2 offering. Foul straight back on the 4-seam fastball up and away. 99 miles an hour. Just missing that thing is Kepler. And the count is 2-2. Every time they foul it straight back like that, you know they just missed it. And so do they. Bases loaded. 1 out. It's a 2-2 count. Coming set. The 2-2 pitch. And there's a fly ball. And it looks like we'll have the infield fly rule in effect here. And that'll be the 2nd out of the inning. Thurman. Any triple plays by the Cards this year? Not that I recall. So there's the 2nd out. Now here comes the first baseman Locklear. He's 0 for 2. So Stanek comes in. He invokes the infield fly rule. Tyler Locklear, it'll be a righty-righty matchup. 2026 MLB debut. Now the first pitch to Locklear. A sinker down and away and out of the zone. And the count is 1-0. 7-run lead should never be in doubt. We'll see what happens. Stanek, he comes set. The 1-0. A 4-seam fastball low, ruled a ball, and the count is 2-0. 4-0. No, it shouldn't. But look how many 20-plus run games we've seen this season. Offense is in style. Now, Stanek comes set. He deals. A four-seam fastball misses down and in, challenged by Herrera, and I do not think it's a good challenge. But we shall see. ABS challenge incoming. And the call of a ball is confirmed, and the Cardinals lose their final ABS challenge this afternoon, and that makes it a 3-0 count. It missed by 2 inches down and in. Back into the box is Locklear. Nowhere to put him. Bases loaded with 2 outs, 7-2 Redbirds. Come and set Stanek. He deals. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway. And the count is 3-1. Taken all the way is Locklear. He's not going to just let Stanek into the at-bat unnecessarily. Stanek looks in. Setting up on the outside corner is Herrera. The 3-1. Ball 4 on the slider, down and away. So Ryan Stanek walks in the third run, and that brings it down to a 7-3 Cardinal lead. So a walk and an RBI by Locklear. It is now a 7-3 game. The bases are still loaded with 2 out. And now here comes Nolan Arenado. It'll make it a righty-righty matchup. Nolan is 0 for 2 this afternoon. He's still dangerous. He may be sitting in the 7-hole, but we all know what the man's capable. Now the first pitch to Nolan Arenado. A slider up and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Howard, Paul D, hello to you all. Howdy, Howard. It's a 1-0 count. Come and set is Stanek, the 1-0. Hit to the left side. Picked up there by Blaze Jordan on a diving stop. He throws to first in time to get Nolan Arenado for the third and final out of the inning. A fantastic diving stop over the line there at third. Getting up to his feet is Blaze Jordan. He gets it to Burleson for a hop for the third and final out of the inning. However, the Diamondbacks, they do put 3 across in the bottom of the 6th inning, and it is now a 7-3 Redbird lead. We go to the top of the 7th inning. I'm Paul D, and if you're enjoying my call at Redbird action here on Game Mike this afternoon, and you haven't done so already, please do leave a like. It's helping this channel continue to grow and get it out there to more Cardinal fans and baseball fans more generally. Everybody is welcome here, so long as you behave. And if you feel I've deserved it, I appreciate it. And if you like what you see and you're not already subscribed, hit subscribe. We have a great time. I'm calling almost, underline almost, every Cardinal game. 7-3 Redbirds go into the top of the 7th inning. Me here, you there, and this is Bombers Game Mike. All right. Good job, Cardinals, indeed. Hey, Corey. Evening, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great Sunday. I cannot complain, Corey. How is your Sunday going? Sam Foreman, I do not like Stanek. I like the blonde mullet. But he has been difficult to watch, I think it's fair to say. Alrighty. Well, they finally get out of that. Due up for the Cardinals in the top of the 7th inning is Mason Wynn, Jose Fermin, who's now out and left, and Lars Nootbaar. 6, 7, and 8 in the Cardinal order. That will do. Let's see where the D-backs are here. Well, it's still showing Abner in the game. The left-hander has thrown 1 1/3. He has given up 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Now here's Mason Wynn. It'll be a lefty-righty matchup. Abner comes set. The first pitch. A four-seam fastball upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Mason Wynn 0 for 2 with a walk, 245, 4 home runs, 42 RBIs in 89 games. Abner sets. The 1-0. Strike, curveball down Broadway, and the count is 1-1. Setting up inside is Moreno, the 1-1. There's a fly ball out into center field. Going back a couple of steps, Del Castillo is under it for the first out of the inning. So Mason Wynn flies out 8. And now here comes Jose Fermin, who, as I mentioned earlier, moved from center to left when they pulled Velasquez from the game, put Nate Church out there in center field. So nobody on with 1 out, top of the 7th inning. 7-3 Redbirds. Abner, the lefty, comes set. Lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch of Fermin. Strike, curveball down Broadway, 81 miles an hour. The count is 0-1. Jose Fermin, 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and a run scored. He's done everything but sell beer for the Cardinals this year. Now the 0-1. A changeup down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. 122 likes, 222 viewers. Smash the like button. We should hit 150 easy. Roger Baseman, a lot of PTO lately. A lot of PTO necessary, Roger. The 1-1. Chop foul down the third baseline and out of play. The count is 1-2. Yep, Howard, that's right. There is no video. This is an audio-only call. I'm setting up the new studio in the new home. Now, Abner sets the 1-2. A slider down in the dirt and out of the zone. The count is 2-2. So nobody on with 1 out, top of the 7th inning. 7-3 Redbirds. 3 put up by the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 6th. Abner comes set. The 2-2. A slider down and in and out of the zone. The count is 3-2. Fermin is back into the box. The southpaw, he comes set. The pitch. Foul tipped on the 4-seam fastball in. The count is 3-2. Now, I know obviously a lot of people like having the visual feed, but something that is important to know, I don't really talk about it very much because there are very few people who would care on most occasions, even though I love nerding out on it with people that, that do this kind of stuff. The studio is a rather, I would say, extensive bit of kit to get set up and get right. Now, Abner sets the 3-2 offering. Ball 4 on the slider down and in. So Jose Fermin works a 1-out walk, and the Cardinals have a runner on first with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. A lot that goes into it to get it right. For example, in the new room here, just trying to get the acoustic profile of the place so that way you're eliminating reverb, you know how to use your acoustic treatment, is a bit of a touch-and-go process. On top of that, I'm going to have to block out the sliding porch window there with the acoustic blankets for the purpose of dampening the reverb off the glass panes. And glass panes are terrible when it comes to reverb and audio. In addition to the fact that you have to be able to control the lighting environment entirely in the studio you're working when you're on camera and you're using lighting. On top of that, we also have a 3-point lighting system here. You never see any of this stuff because it's all off screen. And given the situation in the game right now and there's a meeting on the mound, I figure I might as well let you guys in on it. You have the 2 main LED panels that are up on stands. So you have your fill and your key. And then I use a C stand and a COB light with a parabolic softbox that sits above me and behind me unframed for the rim light. Now, the first pitch to Nootbaar. A slider upstairs and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Then you got to get the desktop computer set up. There are 3 monitors that go with it. It's all on stands. And then you have to set up with everything that's going on behind you in the set. Lefty-lefty matchup. 3 walks so far for Nootbaar. The 1-0 pitch. Strike, 4-seam fastball outside corner, and the count is 1-1. Jose Fermin leads off first. On top of that, there's some extra stuff that's going to be going behind me once things are set up. Now the 1-1 offering. Strike, 4-seam fastball outside corner, and the count is 1-2. 43 pitches so far for Abner. He comes set. The 1-2 pitch. A slider down and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-2. The other fun thing is that since it's not in a separate room, the cats are going to be afoot, so you get to meet them. Now, the 2-2 offering. A four-seam fastball away and out of the zone. The count is full, 3-2. Oh, yeah, Jeff, it's a whole thing. The thing that's interesting about it is that, well, I do other things, but I'll explain more in a moment. Coming sets Abner. The 3-2 offering. Hit on out there in the left field. Right there is Kepler fighting the sun. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Back to first, there is Jose Fermin. Yeah, so I already, long before I started doing the play-by-play stuff, I do a history podcast that I co-host. I've been doing that for years. I'm also setting up another channel with pre-recorded stuff that has to do with history. And so everything that you see on screen when the video feed is there, that all existed previously. It's just I put the play-by-play stuff in that context. I didn't change any of it because I like the look. And it was all kind of built for that. All right, we're going to the bullpen. They're going to Clark. Let me give you his numbers here. So we have ourselves a pitching change. The 33-year-old right-hander, Taylor Clark, 43 games this year. He's 2-1 with a 2.53 ERA and 42 2/3 innings pitched. 23 strikeouts over that span and a 0.87 ERA. Stand by real quick. I'll be right back. Oh, this will be fun. Okay. Okay. Apologies there, folks. Had to plug in the iPad that I am calling this game off of. I think we'd all agree we probably want that. All right, so they are going to the bullpen. There is a runner on first with nobody out. Correction, with 2 out. Taylor Clark, I gave you his numbers just a moment ago. Righty-righty matchup here against Blaze Jordan, who's had a heck of an afternoon. The first pitch, hit on that into center field and in for a base hit. Picked up there by the center fielder, Del Castillo. And so Blaze Jordan, I believe, has his 3rd hit of the day. And the Cardinals have runners on first and second with 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. And that was a 4-seam fastball on the outer third, about knee high. He just dropped the barrel of the bat on that thing. He knew just what to do with it. Now here's J.J. Weatherall. He's 1 for 4 this afternoon with an RBI single and a run scored. Cardinals have runners on first and second with 2 out. Top of the 7th inning, 7-3 over the D-backs. Righty-lefty matchup, the first pitch. Strike, slider on the outside corner below the belt. And the count is 0-1. J.J. Weatherall having quite a year. Infield defense clearly shaded towards right with the lefty Weatherall. Here's the pitch. Foul down the left field side and out of play, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. So runners lead off first and second with 2 out. It's an 0-2 count, top of the 7th inning. 7-3 Redbirds, runners lead. The righty Clark, he comes set. The 0-2 to JJ. A slider in the dirt, down and in, and the count is 1-2. Stepping out of the box briefly was Weatherall. He's back in. Clark is back into the bump. He looks into Moreno. Runners lead. He comes set at the belt. The 1-2 offering. Hit to the right side. Picked up there by Marte on a couple hops. Throws the first in time for the third and final out of the inning. So the Cardinals, they leave a couple on, but they push none across. It's seventh inning stretch time down at Chase Field there in the rubber match. It is a 7-3 Cardinal lead. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. All right, let's see here. What's the history podcast? It's called AD History. The idea is this. We're just finishing up our 5th season. So the format of the show is this. It's supposed to cover the last 2,000 years of history, the AD epoch. And every episode covers a decade, and we go chronologically. So, for example, the first episode of the first season covered 1 AD to 10 AD. The second is 11 AD to 20. And so every season covers a century, and then it goes chronologically to the present day. And my co-host and I, his name is Patrick Foote from Southern England, and we each choose a major event from those 10 years that the episode is supposed to cover in world history, and they're often events that we deem as being, notable contributions to the creation of our modern world. The hook line for the show is, from 1 AD to HD, or high definition, basically from antiquity to the present. And so every episode puts together a piece of the puzzle in world history that slowly begins to weave the tapestry of world history on a smaller level. So more detailed contributions, basically creating a larger picture. And eventually, the U.S. will be involved in that. We just haven't gotten to that point. We've just gotten past the fall of the Western Roman Empire. All right, we are back here for the bottom of the 7th inning. Ryan Stanek, he's back out there for his second frame. Due up for the D-backs is Del Castillo, Welschmidt, and then Marte, 8-9-1. The first pitch, a four-seam fastball up and away, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Del Castillo 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Righty-lefty matchup, the 1-0 pitch. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball up and in, and the count is 1-1. Oh, Dwayne, you checked out AD history before. What'd you think? Now, the 1-1 pitch. A slider down and in and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. Admittedly, the production quality of it got better as time went on, and now it is actually a full video podcast here on YouTube. Nobody on, nobody out. It's a 2-1 count. Coming set Stanek at the Birds. The 2-1. Foul down the left field side and out of play, and the count is 2-2. Voronar, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, let me know what you think, Voronar. By all means. Coming set is Stanek. The 2-2 offering. Hit on out there in the left field. Going over is Fermin. He has to play it on a hop next to the line. So a leadoff single there for Del Castillo. And the Diamondbacks have a runner on first with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. How often does it air? Right now we are in a hiatus. But usually it comes out a new one's every 2 weeks. We've had we have ourselves a pitching change. So Ollie Marmol is yanking Ryan Stanek. And it looks like he's going to George Soriano. And we all know what George Soriano is about. He's actually been pretty good. But yeah, we've been on hiatus because he just finished writing his 3rd book and he just had his first kid. And during the baseball season right now, Game Mike has been taking up a fair bit of my time in terms of production stuff that I have to do. Okay. All right, let's get this thing to live. Okay. Right. I think I found it. I'll be checking it out. Yeah, Roger, let me know. as far as the first, God, I think it's the first 2 seasons, maybe it's the first 3. They were audio only, though available on YouTube. It's also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the stuff you'd usually find it on. And it's a detailed show. We take a lot of pride on it. I think we definitely got better as time went on, to be sure. Because, you're dealing with remote co-hosts, and that's more difficult than it can seem at times. A religious show? No. I mean, we talk about religion as it pertains to relevant history, but it's not a show that is about religion. It only deals in religion insofar as religion and the historical events that we cover are a part of it. And it's world history, so we're dealing with a lot of different religions. Now, here's the righty, George Soriano, 41 in the third innings, pitched a 3.27 ERA, a whip of 1.09. That's all in 42 games. Righty-righty matchup against the 9-hitter Waldschmidt. The first pitch. A slider misses the outside corner, ruled a ball, and the count is 1-0. So there's a runner on first with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 7-3 Cardinals. Now, coming set Soriano, the 1-0 pitch. Foul down the third base side and out of play, and the count is 1-1. Oh, I'm glad you think so, Howard. What episode do I recommend? It's hard to know what to decide to pick hundreds of years ago. Fair enough. Well, really, if you enjoyed it, that's really more I'm curious about. But now the 1-1. Swinging strike on the sweeper down and in. The count is 1-2 to Waldschmidt. It covers a lot of territory. What do I recommend? Well, let me think about that for a moment. I have to actually take a look at the catalog. There's a few good things out there. We also do an occasional 80 history watches where we'll deal with a movie that deals with historical events. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3. Down, hack, and goes Waldschmidt for the first out of the inning. So we did a really excellent one. This one is not a video one. It's audio only. It's before we made the changeover, where we did a commentary on the death of Stalin. That was particularly good. There was also an 80 history on the imitation game. Now here's Marte, and here's the first pitch. Swinging strike on the slider down and in. The count is 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Marte 1 for 3 in RBI, single, and a run scored. Runner on first with 1 out. It's an 0-1 count. Bottom of the 7th inning. 7-3 Redbirds. Coming set Soriano, the 0-1. Swinging strike on the changeup down and in, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I have some issues with the movie The Imitation Game. Now, coming set is Soriano. The 0-2 pitch. There's a fly ball to right field. Coming in is Newpar for a couple steps. Underneath it, he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Runner stays right there at first. Oh, the Y-Files. Yeah. AJ and the Y-File. Very entertaining stuff. He really knows how to tell a story and present that. And Hecklefish is just like an amazing, ingenious addition to that whole presentation. Now, here's the switch hitter, Perdomo, hitting from the left side. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. A slider down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Oh, okay. Fair enough, Dwayne. Coming set, Soriano at the belt. Runner leads off first with 2 out. Here's the pitch. Swinging strike on the slider down and in. Swinging over the top of that one is Perdomo, and the count is 1-1. This is interesting. You have a Death of Stalin movie discussion, because there are references all the time in the culture to that movie as some motif I'm aware of, so I'll be useful. The 1-1 pitch. A changeup away and out of the zone. The count is 2-1. The interesting thing about that, Dwayne, is for a lot of audiences, certainly here in the United States, where we know less about like the domestic internal power politics of Stalin's Soviet Union. Now, the 2-1 pitch. Fouled off the foot there, rolls all the way out to second base on it. Perdomo does not look like he's in a great deal of comfort at the moment. The count is 2-2. But since we don't really learn a lot about the domestic power politics of, Stalinist Russia, I'm a little surprised that as many people went to see it as they did, because a lot of the references in that movie kind of require you to know some of that stuff in order to be in on the joke. I was watching AJ on Joe Rogan before your broadcast today. Awesome interview, and Hecklefish is ingenious. I saw the first one. I don't know if he's come back, but he's definitely like the ideal Rogan interview subject. Now the 2-2, hit on out there into left field and in for a base hit. And it gets past Fairmean. It goes all the way into the corner towards the wall. Scoring easily from first is Del Castillo, picking it up there in front of the wall. Coming home is Perdomo, and he slides, and it's a Little League 2-run home run for Perdomo, and that will make it a 7-5 Cardinal lead. Oh boy, that is embarrassing as hell. Oh my goodness. Fairmean totally booted that thing. It rolled all the way out into the left field corner and just sat there. And then at that point, Little League home run. Oh, boy. I mean, the impact in the game is one part of it, but it's just the ignominy of being the guy who allowed a Little League home run. Oof. Oof. Woof. 7-5 Cardinals, bottom of the 7th inning. Now, the first pitch to Carroll. A four-seam fastball strike, and the count is 0-1. Nobody on with 2 out, 2 already in for the D-backs following the 2-run Little League home run. Now the 0-1 to Carroll. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-1. I mean, in reality, that should have just been a single to left, and that would have left runners on first and second. But booting it there by Fairmean, that puts the Cardinals in a tight spot. Now the 1-1 offering. Swinging strike on the changeup going down and away. Swinging over the top of that one is Carroll, and the count is 1-2. Nate Church is out in center field, Harold. But that one was to left in Fairmean. Now, coming set at the belt is Soriano. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3. Down, hacking goes Corbin Carroll. For the third and final out of the inning. However, the Diamondbacks, they get 2 back on the Little League home run on the booted ball by Fairmean in left. And that gives the Cardinals a 7-5 lead going to the top of the 8th inning. I'm Paul D. And if you're enjoying my call of Redbird action here on Game Mike this afternoon, and you haven't done so already, please leave a like. I greatly appreciate it. It's been helping out the channel more than you can know by just pressing that little button. And it's helping it get out there to more Cardinal fans. And if you like what you see and you're not already subscribed, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard. With that said, 7-5 Redbirds going to the top of the 8th. A lot of high-scoring games today. I know. Same interview. Just keep watching it. You should watch Sean Ryan interview Dustin Mustaine. Might take a look at that. Yeah, what I saw of the AJ interview with Joe Rogan was really interesting because when it comes to Rogan, the thing that I find most interesting is, he has a long-held interest in the UAP subject, which, as a guy that's always been interested in space exploration and potential intelligent life beyond this world, is naturally something I find very fascinating. And I'm just kind of following along and seeing where the evidence leads us. It's been an interesting, very public discussion in a way that, it really just came out of nowhere back in 2017. Who remembers So Taguchi? Or Taguchi So if you're putting it in the proper Japanese naming. I remember So Taguchi, of course. All right, due up for the Redbirds in the top of the 8th inning is going to be Herrera, Jordan Walker, and Nate Church. So 2, 3, and 4 in the Cardinal order. 7-5 Cardinals going to the top of the 8th inning. All righty. Clark is out there for his second frame. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Herrera is 1 for 4 with a run scored. Righty-righty matchup. Common sets Clark. The first pitch, Herrera hit to the left side and threw into left field for a base hit. So a leadoff single to left by Ivan Herrera in the hole between short and third, and the Cardinals have a runner on first with nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning. Brian, I'm glad when they sent Walker down, I had trust in him. Spent 783 on slabs and now over 4,700, all of them letting them build. Now here's Jordan Walker, 1 for 3 with a double, a walk, an RBI, and a run scored. Righty-righty matchup, the first pitch. Strike, slider on the outside corner about thigh high, and the count is 0-1 to Jordan Walker. Runner on first, nobody out, top of the 8th inning, 7-5 Redbirds. The righty Clark, he comes set at the belt. Runner leads off first. He deals. Swinging strike on the the sinker down and in, and the count is 0-2. Maybe so, Roger. It'll be interesting any way you look at it. It's an 0-2 count. Into the box is Walker, taking a deep breath to compose himself. Herrera leads off first. Coming set at the belt is Clark. Moreno sets up on the outside corner. The 0-2. A slider down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-2. Laying off that one is Walker. Looking in is Clark. He sets at the belt. The 1-2. A changeup in the dirt, down and in. The count comes even at 2-2. Blocked very well there by Moreno, keeping Herrera there at first. 7-5 ball game. Clark steps off of the rubber real quick. Adjusts his belt and his glove. He looks into Moreno. Runner leads off first. It's a 2-2 count. Now the 2-2 pitch. A sinker just misses low on the outside corner. It's ruled a ball, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A very good eye there indeed. Infield defense shaded towards left with the righty Walker. Herrera being held on first. Now, coming set is Clark. He sets at the belt. The 3-2. Swinging strike 3 on the slider on the inside corner. And that'll be the first out of the inning. So Jordan Walker goes down hacking. And now here comes Nate Church. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. Nate Church was substituted for Nelson Velasquez. Nate Church was moved into center field, and Fermin moved from center to left earlier in the game. Clark sets at the belt. Runner on first with 1 out. And the pitch. There's a fly ball into shallow left field. Calling for it is the shortstop Perdomo in shallow left. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out there to Nate Church. Now here comes Alec Burleson. Burleson is 3 for 4 this afternoon. He steps into the box. Herrera, he leads off first. Coming sets Clark. The first pitch. Foul tipped on the changeup low, and the count is 0-1. Back into the box is Burleson. Now, the 0-1 pitch. Hit to the right side. Picked up there by the first baseman, Locklear. Takes it to the bag himself for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no walks, 1 left on. After 7.5 innings of play, it is 7-5 Cardinals going to the bottom of the 8th inning. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Alrighty. So, This one is tight getting late. Much tighter than it ever should have been, really. But that's why defense is such an important part of the game. You take for granted sometimes what solid defense really provides you outside of when you see a really stellar play. But giving up a 2-run Little League home run there late like that, ooh, it is tight. Oh, my question is, do we really have Marines serving off-world like they're listed? Yeah, honestly, Roger. I mean, I'm sure there's a fair amount that just by the very nature of national security for any nation on earth that we most certainly do not know. I don't know entirely what that is. I have some things that I suspect that are probably the case, but I certainly wouldn't go on record talking about in regards to what they might be, because I lack any of the necessary supporting evidence for them. It's merely suspicion. But the fact of the matter is the universe is so large, and even though, 13.6 billion years old, it's actually pretty young in the universe. So one of the big questions I ask is, how did we end up starting so early? But the idea that another intelligent civilization might have popped up 200 million years before us and have figured out something about physics that we do not yet know, I definitely do not consider out of the realm of impossibility. And I definitely think being inquisitive and exploration is probably something, in all likelihood, that is shared by any intelligent species and civilization. So we'll see. Now, here's the first pitch. A four-seam fastball up and in. The count is 1-0. Gordon Graceffo is in the game. The right-hander in 47 1/3 has a 2.85 ERA, a whip of 1.04 in 40 games. He is facing the catcher Moreno, the four-hitter. Here's the 1-0. Strike, slider on the outer third, thigh high, and the count is 1-1. Yeah, I didn't think about that either, Bobba Man. It is an interesting scenario. The 1-1 pitch. A four-seam fastball just misses high on the inside corner, rule the ball, and the count is 2-1 strike. There we are. Moreno's 0 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. Now, Graceffo sets the 2-1. Strike, four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 2-2. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the eighth inning, 7-5 Cardinals here in the rubber match. It has gotten tight late. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Moreno. And a key. This is something the regulars know, but I don't recognize it, so I might as well mention it. I don't give wagering advice. I don't want to be on the bad end of a bet gone bad. Coming set is Graceffo. The 2-2 pitch. A slider bounces out in front of home plate, and the count is 3-2. It's just a dangerous thing to do. And eventually, if I did do it, somebody would come back to me and hey, I made this bet or did this or that, and I lost my rent for that month, and I just don't want to deal with that. In the box is Moreno, the 3-2. Hit to the left side. Hit there on a hop by Blaze Jordan. He throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. So Moreno bounces out 5-3 for the first out. A nice steady play wide of third there by Blaze Jordan. Communication between intelligent civilization unlikely due to space-time as we understand. And that's really the key there, as we understand it. Now, here's Max Kepler, the left-hander. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. He's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. Hit to the right side, and it just slices foul down the right field line. And the count's 0-1. A big out indeed, Howard. 149 likes. Thank you all so much. And thank you, Thurman, for giving me the heads up. Now, Graceffo sets. The 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball out to right field. Going back is Newbar in front of the track. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Kepler gave that thing a long fly, but it falls short of the track for the second out. And Nakai, no worries, bro. It's, of course, all on me. Just asking if it looks like something bad is happening. I really should do, but thanks anyway. Yeah, it's no problem, and I appreciate your understanding and all that. It's just a difficult situation, and you get it, and I appreciate that immensely. Now, here is the first baseman, Locklear. Righty-righty matchup. He's 0 for 2. The first pitch. Strike, slider on the outer third below the belt, and the count is 0-1. Locklear, first game up in the majors in 2026. Coming set is Graceffo. He holds the 0-1, hit to the right side, and past a diving Weatherall into right field for a 2-out base hit. So, Locklear, with that single to right, gives the D-backs a runner on first with 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Alrighty. Yeah, take care, my man. Now, here is Nolan Arenado. He's 0 for 3. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Herrera is out there to have a little chat with Graceffo, just talking over how they're going to go after Nolan Arenado here. Always a worthy conversation. Early American, pre-European history remnants are all over this other channel on YouTube called Desert Wanderer. I'll read that more in a moment. Runner leads off first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nolan Arenado is at the plate. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch from Graceffo. Strike, four-seam fastball, whispers over the black of the outside corner thigh high, and the count is 0-1. In Southwest Desert Exploring Artifacts. I've not heard of that channel. I'd be curious to take a look. Graceffo sets at the Birds. The 0-1. Strike, slider, challenged immediately there by Arenado. And he might just have a case to be made here. They have both of their ABS challenges remaining. Here it comes. And the call is overturned. It's, in fact, a ball. And the count goes from 0-2 to 1-1. Taking a deep breath is Graceffo. Runner leads off first. Back into the box is Arenado. Graceffo, he sets at the Birds. He deals. There's a fly ball to left field, going back, looking up, and it is gone. A 2-run home run for Nolan Arenado, and we are all tied at 7 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That thing went into the second row in left. There was no chance of trying to rob that one, and it is a tie ball game. Oh boy, talk about a huge comeback over the last few innings there for the Diamondbacks. And that one was a slider that hung on the inner third thigh high. And Nolan Arenado did with that what any good major league hitter should do. And we are all tied at 7. No, I cannot be kidding you, Howard. That is kind of hard to believe. Now, the first pitch of Del Castillo, fouled straight back on the slider inside. The count is 0-1. Oh, boy. Nolan Arenado, still dangerous. We know it all very well personally. Now, the 0-1. A changeup down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-1 to Del Castillo. Del Castillo is 2 for 3 this afternoon. So nobody on with 2 out, 2 already in, all tied at 7 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Righty-lefty matchup. Graceffo comes set at the Birds. He deals. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball upstairs, and the count is 1-2 strikes. Oof. And the camera's just focusing in there on Farameen after that Little League home run earlier. Not much of a surprise. Graceffo sets the 1-2 pitch. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-2 strikes. Back onto the bump is Graceffo. Setting up away is Herrera. He comes set at the Birds. He deals. A changeup down and in the dirt, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh boy, Cummins sets Graceffo. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled back on the four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 3-2. Now, Graceffo comes set at the Birds. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 on the four-seam fastball up and away, so Del Castillo works a 2-out walk here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And this has not been a good bottom of the 8th, or really last several innings for the Cardinals bullpen, especially after Pallante pitched so well. Here comes Dusty Blake. They're going to have a little chat there with Graceffo out on the mound. It's really stunk up this whole situation. It has not been good. Hayden, how did the bullpen screw up so badly? Well, 2 of those runs are not entirely their fault. A single to left with a runner on first by Perdomo got booted in left field by Jose Fermin a couple innings ago. It went all the way to the wall and turned into a 2-run Little League home run. That made it 7-5 at the time. And then, of course, Arizona had I believe it was a 3-run inning. I want to say it's maybe the bottom of the 6th. So due up here is the righty Walshman. He's 1 for 3 with a runner on first and 2 out. Graceffo's back onto the bump. Runner leads off first. He sets at the Birds. The first pitch. Hit to the left side. Picked up there by Wynn. He throws to second to get the force for the 3rd and final out of the inning. However, a huge 2-run home run by Nolan Arenado ties the whole game at 7. And so we go to the top of the 9th with a tie ball game here in the rubber match. I'm Paul D, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Oh boy, that was not fun to watch. Will the Cardinals go ahead and win this game, or will the Diamondbacks walk it off? Find out in the 9th inning. Potentially so. Okay. Alrighty. This is why you should have traded Arenado to an American League team. Well, yeah, I mean, they would have had to face them, 4 less times. But with the semi-balanced schedule now, they still would have had to face them at least once in a 3-game series this year. So they wouldn't have been entirely off the hook. At least they didn't do something to trade them in the division. That would be ridiculous. I don't think any of us would have forgiven them for that. So we await the top of the 9th inning. Due up for the Cardinals is Wynn, Fermin, and Nootbaar. That defensive miscue earlier. I mean, I would not be shocked to see him swinging out of his shoes. All right. Yeah, I thought the 3-run inning was the scare. Then along comes shoddy defense and bad pitching. There's no arguing with that, Roger. There really isn't. All right, we're back here for the top of the 9th inning. Wynn, Fermin, and Nootbaar, 6, 7, and 8 in the Cardinal order. Ryan Thompson is in. The right-hander, 34 years old, 4-2 with a 2.83 in 35 innings pitched. He has that 3/4 sidearm action thing. Now, here's the pitch. A slider strike on the outside corner, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. For right-handed hitters like Mason Wynn, who faced him last night, he ain't fun. It looks like he's throwing a Frisbee up there. Now, the 0-1 pitch. A slider misses away and called a ball, and the count is 1-1. Oh, that would be nice, Roger. Like I said, he'll be swinging out of his shoes. Thompson comes set. The 1-1. Fouled straight back on the sinker inside, and the count is 1-2 to Mason Wynn. Mason Wynn is 0 for 3 this afternoon. And Thompson takes a couple of pops of the rosin bag, gets back onto the rubber. He sits to the extreme third base side of the rubber. He comes set. He holds. The 1-2 pitch. Hit on up the middle. Picked up there by Perdomo. There at short center field. He throws to first in time to get Mason Wynn on the 2-hop throw for the first out of the inning. Oh boy. I thought for sure Mason Wynn could probably beat that out. What ended up happening that really aided Perdomo is it hit the top of the mound, slowed it down a little bit, and gave it a more generous hop and easier to play off of, but here we are. Now here is Jose Fermin, nobody on with 1 out, righty-righty matchup. Thomas comes set, the first pitch. Strike, slider on the inside corner, thigh high, and the count is 0-1. Jose Fermin, 1 for 2, a single, 2 walks, and a run scored. All tied at 7 here in the top of the 9th inning. Thompson sets. The 0-1, hit to the left side and into left field for a 1-out base hit for a Jose Fermin. So clearly trying to wash a little bit of that stink off from that defensive miscue. That was one of those frisbee sliders on the outside corner. Hit it in the hole between short and third. Neither Perdomo nor Arenado even moved. They had no chance at it. Now here's Lars Nootbaar with a runner on first and 1 out. It's a righty-lefty matchup. Thompson comes set. Throws over to first. Back in time is Jose Fermin with the head first slide. A closer play than you'd think on the pickoff there. But if I were Jose, I would not be leading too far off. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Lars Nootbaar. I hope he's the hero, Goose. Excuse me, good stuff. My apologies. Runner leads. Coming set is Thompson. The first pitch to Newt. A sinker down and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Lars Nootbaar 0 for 1 with 3 walks and a run scored. Coming set is Thompson, the 1-0. A sinker down and in and out of the zone. The count is 2-0. Let's get a candy bar home run. Boy, David, what we wouldn't give for that right now. Thompson comes set. Runner leads off first. The 2-0 pitch. A sinker just misses the outside corner. It is ruled a ball, and the count is 3-0 to Lars Nootbaar. Will he get the golden sombrero in terms of walks today? We shall find out. Runner leads, the 3-0. Strike, sinker down Broadway, and the count is 3-1. 160 likes, 404 people watching. For Life / Nick, thank you so much. Coming set is Nootbaar. The 3-1. Foul down the left field side and out of play on the sinker away, and the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. There was actually a hit and run on that play. Fermin took off on it, but he has to go back to first. Into the box is Lars. It's a full count with a runner on first and 1 out, all tied at 7 in the top of the 9th. Thompson comes set. The 3-2, there goes the runner. It's ball 4, so Lars Nootbaar works a 1-out walk. That is his 4th of the day, his golden sombrero for the base on balls. And the Cardinals have runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. Now stepping up to the plate is Blaze Jordan. He's 3 for 4 with a triple, 3 RBIs and a run scored. It'll be a righty-righty matchup. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Top of the 9th, all tied at 7. Thompson comes set. The first pitch to Blaze. Swinging strike on the sinker well inside. Did a real favor there for Thompson, and the count is 0-1. Jordan's back in the box. Runners lead off first and second. Thompson sets the 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball into center field. Underneath it is Walsh, but he makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Runners stay right there at first and second. Now back to the top of the order with J.J. Weatherall. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup. So a big spot here for Weatherall. He's 1 for 5 this afternoon. I'm glad to hear that, ZZ Captain. Thank you so much. Now there's a little... They're doing more than a mound visit. There's a pitching change. They're bringing in the reliever Murillo to face J.J. Weatherall. We saw Murillo the other night. Yeah, that'd be good if they did, Roger. They really would. So we have ourselves a pitching change. They are going to Murillo. I'll give you his numbers here in just a moment. But J.J. Weatherall, 1 for 5 this afternoon with a run scored and an RBI and a strikeout as well. But a big spot in this game for both the Cardinals and J.J. Weatherall. And we await the end of this pitching change, which has absolutely been interminable given the situation. The 27-year-old right-hander, Juan Murillo, in 42 games this year has a record of 2-4, an ERA of 3.05, 38 and a third innings pitched, 46 strikeouts over that stretch, and a whip of 1.10. So it will be a righty-lefty matchup. We are all tied at 7 here in the top of the 9th. J.J. Weatherall with runners on first and second and 2 out. And we are finally back to the action. Murillo is just finishing up his warm-up tosses. Gave you his numbers just a moment ago. Weatherall is stepping into the box. Juan Murillo with the high socks. And the action resumes. Weatherall's in the box. Runners lead off first and second with 2 out. All tied at 7 in the top of the 9th. Now the first pitch from Murillo. A slider well down and in and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Murillo comes set above the belt. The 1-0 pitch. Swinging strike on the sinker down Broadway. 100 miles an hour out of the right hand of Murillo, and the count is 1-1. He sets, the runners lead. He holds. He deals. Fouled straight back on the sinker up, and the count is 1-2 strikes to J.J. Weatherall. So J.J. Weatherall is on defensive here. He's down 1-2 to Murillo. Murillo sets above the belt. The 1-2 pitch. A slider in the dirt ruled a ball, and the count is even at 2-2. He steps out of the box briefly. Murillo looks in. Runners lead off first and second. Murillo sets above the belt. The 2-2 offering. Hit to the right side. Picked up there by Locklear. He takes it to the bag himself for the third and final out of the inning. So the Cardinals threaten. They leave 2 on, but nothing across. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning here in the rubber match. All tied at 7. I'm Paul D. And this is Bombers Game Mike. Well, this is a tight one, folks. And boy, this is one thing when it comes to baseball. The thing that really, really makes it fundamentally different, in some ways more challenging, is that there is an actual structural home field advantage, which is to say, when you get to this point of the game, the bottom of the ninth onward in a tie game, is that if you are the opposing team, you have to take the lead, then hold it, whereas as the home team, if you're able to break the tie, the game ends there. So, for the Cardinals to pull this out, this is going to be some fancy baseball on their part if they're able to do it. Due up for the D-backs in the bottom of the ninth is the top of their order. Marte, Perdomo, and Carroll. 1, 2, and 3 in the D-back order. We all remember what Perdomo did in his last at-bat. I don't think we need to revisit that. So we await the bottom of the ninth inning. And Ollie Marmol is going to the 24-year-old rookie right-hander, Luis Gastelum, who in 4 games this year is 1-0 with a 9.82 ERA and 3 2/3 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts in that time, and a whip of 1.91. And Gastelum has been, I think it's charitable to say, very hit or miss so far in his first trip to the big leagues. Now, Gastelum is on the bump. Righty-lefty matchup here against Marte. Now, the first pitch. Strike, sweeper on the outside corner at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Gave you the numbers on Luis Gastelum just a moment ago. Marte, he's 1 for 4 this afternoon, all tied at 7, bottom of the ninth. Now, the 0-1. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball up and in. Swinging underneath that one is Marte, and the count is 0-2. Infield defense clearly shaded towards right with the lefty Marte. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging strike 3. Down, hacking goes Marte for the first out of the inning. So Gastelum, Guten Morgen, Gut Nachmittag, Gut Nacht for the first out. Now here comes Perdomo, the switch hitter, hitting left-handed. Righty-lefty matchup, nobody on with 1 out. The first pitch from Gastelum. A changeup up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-0. Geraldo Perdomo, 1 for 3, walk and the 2-run home run. Coming set is Gastelum. The 1-0 offering. A sweeper away, rule the ball, and the count is 2-0. Yeah, Nick, it is. The whistle's fun. It is fun. On deck is Corbin Carroll, the left-hander. Coming set is Gastelum. Here's the pitch. A sinker strike on the outer third, thigh high, and the count is 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. Check swing, dribbles out there in front of home plate, picked up there by Herrera. He throws to first in time to give Perdomo flying down the line for the second out of the inning. That was basically a check swing bunt, and Herrera just pounced on that thing. It basically sat there in that grass immediately in front of the dirt, in front of home plate, picked it up. A very accurate throw to first to Burleson for the second out. Now here is the lefty Barrosa. He's coming in as a pinch hitter for Corbin Carroll, which is interesting in and of itself. First at bat, CCYST121. Whoa, somebody that does Cardinals games and looking for a community like this. Welcome aboard, my friends. Great to have you. Righty-lefty matchup. Gastelum comes set. The first pitch. Strike, changeup, whispers over the black of the outside corner at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Jorge Barrosa, 186 this year, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch, swinging strike on the 4-seam fastball up and in, and Gastelum is ahead of Barrosa, no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too. Barrosa is back into the box. Gastelum looks in. He comes set at the belt. The 0-2 offering. A 4-seam fastball just misses down and in, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looking in is Gastelum. He sets. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off into the crowd down the third base side. Just spoils off that changeup down and away from Gastelum. I think Corbin is hurt. I mean, that's the one thing that would make sense here. Gastelum, he comes set. The 1-2 pitch. A changeup just misses the outside corner, and the count comes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barrosa steps out of the box. Back onto the bump is Gastelum. He looks in. He sets at the belt. The 2-2. Swinging strike 3. Down, hacking goes Barrosa for the third and final out of the inning. And with that strikeout swinging, we all know what that means. Bonus Cantos. Free baseball. It is extra innings here on the rubber match on the Sunday afternoon. We go to the top of the 10th inning, all tied at 7. And we also know what that means. The God-forsaken Ghost Runner at second. So I'm just going to leave that right there in the scorebook. Sigismund, yes. That's all I can say to that. Alrighty. So due up in the top of the 10th for the Redbirds is Herrera, Jordan Walker, and Nate Church. 2, 3, and 4 in the Redbird order. And it's still showing as Murillo being in the game. But if there's a pitching change, well, I'll be the guy to tell you when I know. Yeah, it bugs me, Roger. It will always bug me. They adopted, as I recall, during the pandemic season, and I knew in the bones that thing wasn't going anywhere. And I hated it. I still hate it. Thankfully, they don't do it in the playoff and World Series. That would just be an insult to the game. Not that this isn't. Just not quite to the same degree. Oh, boy. Well, 2, 3, and 4 in the Cardinal order going to the top of the 8th inning. Still showing Murillo in the game, so due up here is our boy Ivan Herrera. All tied at 7 in the top of the 7th inning. J.J. Weatherall, he's going to be that runner down at second. The old auto runner. Not a bad choice. Brian Torres would have also been a good choice. All right, here comes Ivan Herrera. He will face Murillo. Murillo sets. He shows bunt, and he bunts it foul over towards the first base dugout, and the count is 0-1. Ivan Herrera does not bunt often, as you can imagine. He's 2 for 5, a couple singles and a run scored, especially for a guy that's cruising towards being a full-time DH. Now, Murillo sets. Righty-righty matchup. Runner leads off second. He holds. He deals. A foul-seam pass well up and into Herrera. He has to get out of the way of that thing. That thing was helmet high, about a foot in front of his face. And the count is 1-1. He's gone 11 games without getting plunked. Murillo, he comes set. Runner leads. The 1-1 pitch. Hit to the left side and through the hole into left field for a base hit. Kepler picks it up, tosses it back in, staying right there at third is J.J. Weatherall. It was hit too hard for him to advance home. And now with the single left by Herrera, the Cardinals have runners on first and third and nobody out. And here comes Jordan Alexander Walker with runners on first and third, nobody out, all tied at 7. And now they're going to the pinch runner here, Brian Torres at first base for Herrera. So presumably either Pages or Crooks will be the defensive replacement in the bottom half of the frame. Jordan Walker steps in the box, 1 for 4, a double, a walk, an RBI, and a run scored. Righty-righty matchup. Now the first pitch from Murillo. Four-seam fastball up and in and way out of the zone. Getting out of the way of that one is Jordan Walker. Correction, that was a sinker that did anything but sink. And the count is 1-0. Oh, you were there for the 2006 World Series. Oh, that's a heck of a memory. Murillo comes set above the belt. The 1-0 pitch. Swinging strike on the four-seam fastball down Broadway, and the count is 1-1. Walker is back into the box. It's a 1-1 count. Runner on first and third. Nobody out. The 1-1. Hit on out there into the shallow infield. Picked up by Perdomo. Throws back to first. And he gets Brian Torres going too far. And that is a double play. A 6-3 double play. Picked up on the lazy line there off the bat of Jordan Walker. Brian Torres leading too far off first. Perdomo throws over to first and gets Brian Torres. And that'll be the first and second outs of the inning. And now the Cardinals have a runner on third with 2 out. Oh, that was a bad job there by Brian Torres. Everybody knows that on any sort of low liner in the infield, you freeze right there and even bluff back to the bag. He went too far, got picked off. Now, here is Church. Hit on up the middle, picked up by Perdomo on the ground. He throws to first in time for the third and final out of the inning. Oh, an absolutely awful boneheaded play there at first base by Brian Torres. They had the leading run 90 feet away, and that will do it. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. It's all tied at 7 here on the rubber match. I'm Paul D, and if you're enjoying my Call of Redbird action here on Game Mike this afternoon, you haven't done so already, please do leave a like. It really does help this channel continue to grow, and Lord knows I appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed and you like what you see, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you aboard. With that said, me here, you there, and this is Bombers Game Mike. Oh boy. I mean, talk about running yourself out of an inning. Right now, in some ways, this Cardinal team is lucky to be here in the bottom of the 10th, just given some of the defensive miscues, in this case, bad base running. Oh, it's not easy to watch. Well, we await the bottom of the 10th inning. Due up for the D-backs is Moreno, Kepler, and Locklear. 4, 5, and 6 in the D-back order. I don't know if Ollie's going to leave Gastelum out there. He might. It makes sense to some degree. 10 likes away from 200. Let's go, chat. Hey, that's amazing. Thank you all so much. So we await the bottom of the 10th inning. Looks like Gastelum is going to be out there for his second frame. Due up here is Moreno, Kepler, and Locklear. Yep, there's Gastelum. So this will be a righty-righty matchup. Ghost runner at second. Jorge Barrosa is the automatic runner. Now, Gastelum comes set. He bluffs back towards second. Barrosa's back. No one was even covering. I imagine he either did that, one, because he was having trouble getting on the same page. He's having trouble hearing through his pitch comm, which is something that Gastelum frequently deals with. That's the reason he keeps his left glove over his left ear to better hear it. The first pitch. Strike, four-seam fastball inside corner to Moreno, and the count is 0-1. Runner leads off second. Gastelum sets. He deals. There's a fly ball to right field. Right there is Newpar. He makes the catch. He tosses it back in. Staying there at second is Barossa, and that is the first out of the inning. So a fly out 9 by Moreno for the first out. 15 pitches so far for Gastelum, and Gastelum is trying to get that pitch com set. I don't know why he has so much trouble with it. Maybe he has some kind of hearing loss in his left ear, but it's supposed to vibrate in your skull. So that's saying something. Now here's the lefty Kepler. He's 1 for 4. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch. Swinging strike on the changeup down and in, and the count is 0-1. So Barossa, the automatic runner, is sitting down there at second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 10th, all tied at 7. Gastelum sets at the belt. Runner leads. The 0-1 pitch. Foul down the third base side. Now to play on the four-seam fastball up and away, and the count is 0-2. Gastelum is back on the bump. He looks in. He comes set. The 0-2 pitch. A four-seam fastball up and away and out of the zone. The count is 1-2. And in for Herrera defensively is Pedro Pajes, so he's now behind the dish after Brian Torres serving as a pinch runner for Herrera in the top of the 10th. Coming sets Gastelum, the 1-2. The changeup down and away and out of the zone. The count is 2-2. So runner on second with 1 out, bottom of the 10th inning, all tied at 7. Luis Gastelum, and he's facing the lefty Kepler. Time is granted by the home plate umpire at the behest of Kepler. And so we await the 2-2 offering. He's back in the box. Gastelum comes set at the belt. The 2-2 pitch. Hit on out there in the right field. Going back is Newbar towards the wall, and it's over his head against the wall. The runner Barossa will score easily from second, and Arizona walks it off in the 10th, and it's an 8-7 Arizona win here in the rubber match on the Sunday afternoon. The walk-off single there by Kepler, and that will do it. So 8-7 Arizona is your final. They come all the way back from down 7-0 early in this game, and they take 2 of 3 from the Redbirds. A very disheartening loss here on the road on getaway day and the rubber match. Arizona with the 8-7 lead, and that will do it. We'll be back tomorrow night. It is a 9:10 p.m. Central Time scheduled first pitch from Anaheim against the LA Angels. I will be live here on Game Mic for the play-by-play live stream at 9 p.m. Central Time. So tomorrow night's game, the first of 4 in Anaheim. First pitch scheduled for 9:10 p.m. Central Time. I will be live here at 9 p.m. Central Time on Game Mic for the play-by-play live stream. I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me here on part of your Sunday afternoon. A disheartening loss, to say the least. 8-7 Arizona is your final in extras. 10 innings to be specific. I'd like to thank you all so much for your time this afternoon. A very disappointing loss. I will see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. live here on Game Mic, first of 4 against the LA Angels. This has been a presentation of Bombers Game Mic. Thank you all so much. I'm going to go get a bit of rest here and keep working in the studio, getting this place in order. Hopefully you'll be up and running with the video feed at some point this week. This has been a presentation of Bombers Game Mic. Bombers Game Mic, over and out. Thank you all so much. And 200 likes. Really amazing stuff. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you on Monday night. I'm Paul D. Bombers Game Mic, over and out. Be well, both you and yours, where all of you may be. I hope you're well. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a good night. 8-7, Arizona in 10. Cheers, everybody.